Hello everyone, welcome to the Kaz Bar. My name is Kaz, interdimensional bartender who's afraid of salespeople, and welcome to another night of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. And I apologize for being a little late. We had a late dinner, so I had to take a shower, and then I also had to kind of sort my head out. Just gonna say it was kind of a rough night mentally. But I won't go too much into that. I want to use some time just kind of settle in, chat for just a very short bit, because like I need to get this stream started, and then I want to because I know that the game, hello Ned, heard the drink pop here for 5 minutes. Oof, I feel today's been rough too. Well, I guess misery loves company. That being said, I kind of want to try to get more into the swing of things and ditch this mindset, because I know that this game has shown to be a very heavy game emotionally, so I want to be able to mentally prepare myself for that. So, and I feel that if I'm in the current mood that I'm in, it's gonna be a bit it's not gonna go well. So I kind of want to just yap a bit, maybe just catch up. Let's talk about stuff, including one very interesting thing. So I made another impulse buy, but this is more for, it's less of an impulse buy, I guess I can consider it more of a investment. As you guys know, I've already shared on multiple occasions that I've wanted to do more singing and more recording stuff, and I've always been unhappy with my audio setup. And I'm not saying I want to replace my microphone, because this microphone is actually quite good, at least for streaming purposes. For singing, it's more to do, singing and recording specifically has more to do with the acoustics of my room. My room is not built, I don't think my room was designed with streaming in mind. Obviously, my dad, the architect, when he designed the room, he wanted it just to be oh, this is my son's room. It's nice, it's big, it's blue, that's it. We didn't really think about much in terms of acoustics or because at the time I wasn't exactly into, I didn't have any hobbies or endeavors that involved music whatsoever. I had a very, very passive interest in the music you'd hear on the radio, but that's about it. That was very normal. I never went into actual singing or into actual recording and stuff. Not to mention, back then when things were much more expensive and less common, at least I wasn't earning my own money, so I couldn't ask for things oh, I want a recording setup for my birthday, I want a gamer PC for my birthday. Those are things that are very hard to justify with your parents, especially if you're Asian. But now that I'm an adult and I'm actually earning my own money, I was able, and with the help of my support, the help and support of my friends, and also you guys earlier this year, I've been able to have a good setup. So, if you didn't see my Blue Sky post, hold on, let me take a sip of my Mountain Dew, which has been which has just been here in my hand for no reason. If you haven't seen my Blue Sky, I posted my latest purchase, and if you don't know what it is a noise cancellation screen. Not something that you would put on your door. It's not something you would put on your wall. It's not something you put for when you're streaming. It is specifically meant to attach to a microphone stand or on your desk if you ever feel so inclined. You attach it to your desk, and then you use it to surround your microphone so that it blocks out the echo from the back and stuff like that. So it prevents extra sound from going into the air. You wear it in your head and engulf you in the microphone. Yes, I will be. I would love to cosplay a noise canceling version of Pyramid Head. That's the total purpose. I'm just late for Halloween, guys. I'm late for Halloween. I'm gonna wear that on my head and just gonna hear a very muffled "I am Pyramid Head." Very appropriate, because Ned is streaming Silent Hill tonight. Yeah, you really said Silent Hill. Thank you, Ned. That made me laugh. Thank you. feel better already. But yeah, I got that specifically because I've always been concerned about the remember I did this whole equalizer thing on OBS because I was always concerned about how echoey and tin sounding or can sounding my voice would come off. At least I'm very paranoid about that, and I think that's what my voice sounds like in the recordings. That's why I had to ask for help from Rav on how to fix his equalizer, how he fixed his equalizer. I gave him my situation and he gave me tips on that. I keep forgetting to look up like a more in-depth equalizer filter or a plug-in for OBS for that. But yeah, this is the best I've got. So along with that, I'm also trying to just since I really want to do singing now, like understand that this is like a very I guess I can call it a hidden passion because I've loved singing since I was a kid. I liked my mom singing. I loved music as a kid. I loved singing in like you know, when you're in grade school and then they make you participate in like these little not productions per se, these little performances that they have each class show off to the entire to all the parents of the entire student body, all the like the PTA and all that. They have one day where the parents can come visit and watch their kids make a fool of themselves on stage. I'd always love anything that, and I always loved those kinds of things because one, it would mean getting out of a very boring classroom, which is a godsave for people with ADHD like me. And then the second is that like I just loved music stuff, so I loved dancing, I loved singing, and then whenever it came to the dance part, I'd always give it my all. I never had a chance to actually show off my singing, and also because of that, like my family wasn't exactly into the idea of me ever joining an extracurricular that involved singing. Like they were also very reserved about me joining the drama club for my junior and senior year of high school. So that's something to think about. And of course, like on top of that, the very common thing, I'm pretty sure a lot of my like if you are a viewer with an Asian family, you will understand this. We have this like very weird modesty regulation wherein if you are talented, you are not allowed to talk about it. You let your parents talk about it, and even then your parents will not talk about it because they're gonna come off as being boastful or mayabang. They're not gonna come off as, oh, I'm proud that my child can do this talent. They'll be like, no, I don't want to talk about it because if I do, it's gonna make me come off as like boastful and like no shame. And like, you know, and I've kind of just resolved it to myself, like I don't want to be the type because they're like, okay, so sorry, a lot of tangents here and my mind's getting befuddled about this. I don't think that's a typical Asian thing. Are you kidding me? No, like no, like okay, let me rephrase, because like I know what you're thinking, and Stephen He has also done this as a comedy bit that like you yourself should never show off your talents, but your parents will show it off for you. But then also, okay, fine, I guess the part about the whole like don't be boastful about it is my family specifically. They don't want to they want actions to speak louder than words, and at the same time, but they don't want it to come off as like, oh, he's letting his ego get big because he's talking about himself. The parents will show it off and they will yell it to the world. Yeah, but the thing is, I never had that. I never my parents didn't show off like me singing or dancing, because my parents were more of the singers and dancers growing up, and so there weren't a lot of opportunities for us to show it off. Even as a kid, like when it came to the typical family gathering karaoke, it was more about fun. I didn't really do it as a talent. It was more for fun. The only time I ever did get to showcase my talent when it came to anything music related was in school. My mom was like, take me to the stage when you graduate or you are a failure. Man, I wish I had the support of I wish I had that kind of support for like my artistic talents, because that's the difference. Okay, so like my family is a firm believer in the idea that, and this is a very, very, very outdated concept. The idea that going into any artistic endeavor will mean you're going to starve. They say that you're like, don't go into art, go into science, go into anything like science or math related, because going into art is just like ensuring you're going to be starving and homeless. Oh yeah, my mom called me president, best-selling writer, doctor. Wow. I couldn't even, like, Ned. Okay, so I've opened up to Ned about this. I had a moment where her goals for me were too high at one point. Well, I mean, at least your mom believed in you. My parents didn't. They didn't think I had like a skill for anything artistic, honestly. Like, they thought it was hobbies. They never thought it could ever, like, they didn't think it could ever blossom into anything like that was useful, like a career or like anything that could earn money. But at least, and like, writing was never even considered like anything in the realm of possibility of things they wanted me to ever be. And I have a very personal story about that. I don't want to share it, but Ned knows about it. I've already told Ned about it. Ned knows what I mean by, like, I had like zero support for any sort of artistic endeavor, including and especially writing. Told her I'm not pursuing acting because I am too nervous. Well, Ned, now's a good time to flourish, especially because you are a VTuber and streamer, and you have no idea how many projects there are. As a matter of fact, do you remember that thing I was telling you about the other day? The thing I was recording for? If you'd like, I can send you the link to the tweet, and then you can try for yourself. Because it's still open. It's easier to act when I'm not showing my face. I can understand that. Like, that's why I preferred, like, I honestly thought to myself at some point, I have very low self-esteem and self-confidence about my looks. It's one of the many things I'm trying to correct about myself. I'm trying to have more confidence in who I am, that, you know, that I am, you know, presentable. I'd like to think I try to be presentable and not as ugly as I think I am. But I've always held the idea that I don't think I have like an award-winning face. But what I've always had confidence in was in like my voice, my speech, my English communication skills. So like, I thought that if I can't become an actor, if I can't go on stage, I can be a voice actor. Don't get me wrong, I'm very confident in my looks. I have stage fright. Okay, like that. So you and I have very different like reasons why we don't want to show our face. Can't do the stage alone. I need someone on stage with me or I will die. I will freeze up pretty bad. It's funny you mentioned that because of the things I know about you, Ned. Like, you know, we're both theater kids. But I can understand, like, you don't want to have like a solo performance, I guess. I've wanted to try a solo performance. I've even had like an idea in the past of like, my main role is never solo on stage. Okay, fair. Like, hear me out. So like, I've had the idea for a while. Like, it kind of a test of it was the charity stream, where it's just me voice acting everything. But like, another idea I had was if I can find a public and legal source for scripts of musicals, maybe we can hold a sort of Discord read with actual performances of certain musicals. If I can find a proper and legal public source of scripts, because the soundtracks are already, the instrumentals are all available on like YouTube Music and Spotify, and then we can just set it as a unarchived stream. But essentially, if we had it as a sort of table read musical, then it would be like we'd read off of the script. I kind of wanted to do that. The one time I started as a main character. Okay, go on, Ned. You're keeping us in suspense here. Spit it out before you start your Silent Hill stream, boy. But yeah, while waiting for Ned to type that out. So like I said, like, now that I have the freedom to like I'm trying not to slack, okay? Like, I'm actually working and I'm trying to contribute to things at home. But at the same time, with my free time, with whatever free time I do have, I am trying to do things like trying to get myself more credentials. But also, I want to still progress my inner passions like singing. And since I don't have a 3D setup, I can't do dancing on stream yet. That I was never alone on stage. I'm intentionally delaying my scientific science. Get out of here and do your stream, Ned! I appreciate you lifting the mood. Thank you. You've actually gotten me in a good mood. Thank you. But at the same time, quit procrastinating. Get in the hills. I am scared. Ned, if I can play Exanimum, you can play Silent Hill, okay? At least Silent Hill is in first person. And it's not a walking simulator where you are subject to just experiencing all of the scares. At least in Silent Hill, you can somewhat fight back. Surprised Pikachu face. Use that as motivation. Use my Ned, it was so scared. Like, if you want to talk scared, remember during the Exanimum stream, I spent like maybe 75 or 80% of the stream with my headphones around my neck because I was so fucking scared. I hate the sounds. I hate scary noises. Take that as like inspiration. That's like, okay, you know what? I guess it's not as hopefully you can see it as it's bad, but it could be worse. I'm not trying again, let me be clear. I'm doing this to support my friend. I am not trying to negate his feelings of being afraid. I am trying to lift him up with my own example of suffering through horror. I hope it works. Or I hope that my unbridled ranting has given you some peace of mind to at least start your stream. Actually, wait, you know what? Where's your... Let me open up your stream. Went live on my OBS now. You went live. Good luck. Enjoy, I guess. Stop yapping and start screaming. I'm typing in your chat. I am going to bully you to start your stream. One last thing I want to say. Go ahead. Now that I'm only posting when I go live on Twitter. Yeah, go on. I am suddenly getting so many follows on Twitter. What? You're getting follows on Twitter? Still? Dang. Good for you. I haven't gotten a follow on Twitter in a long time. I think okay, I was gonna say that the last one who followed me, I thought it was I thought that the last one who followed me was Rav. Apparently not. Apparently there's someone else who's following me. Bro, yes. I figured as much. Hold on. Sorry, when I say I figured as much, I then went back to look at my uh notifications of when my last update was, or when my last follow was, but hold on. And then when I saw who was the last person that followed me, I also look at the last one of the things they posted. It's like, that doesn't look right. I look closer, and lo and behold, it is it's AI. And people wonder why we're leaving Twitter for Blue Sky. It's because there's AI on that website. Like, bro, leave this place. Bad friend, I don't want to be here. Suddenly reach 300 followers on Twitter from my old, what, 50? Hey, well, good for you. That's still good for you. As for me, I just hit 300 followers on Blue Sky. I need to do something. I'm at 306 followers. Thank you, people who followed me on Blue Sky. Thank you. And if you happen to be here, if you happen to follow my links from Blue Sky to here, then yeah. Oh, that reminds me. So for those of you who also have not been, or rather, going back to talking, what are you doing for your 250 milestone? I have no fucking clue. Then, do you know how much art and editing I still have to do? Like, these next few months, like, I take 1 week off from streaming to kind of like unwind and just recover from like 2 straight months of streaming with almost no breaks other than like getting sick a few times. And now that I'm back, I'm like, holy shit, the next 2 months are going to be packed. I don't think I'm gonna be able to collab with a lot of people, but I still have stuff to do. Like, just to wit, I have to do my milestone art. I have to finish a commission that's been waiting since July. I have to do edits on my Monster Hunter Wilds footage for the multiplayer segment. I have to edit my Honkai Star Rail footage. Keep creating shorts to increase engagement and following here on YouTube. Then I also have to record for yet another singing project. And also I need to also try like to look for more voice acting projects. Like, dude, I'm swamped. Does that mean I'm gonna stop doing new things? Probably not. My ADHD is gonna be like, oh, look at that. I'm just gonna add more projects. Shit. I really hope that this new schedule where I can edit and record and stuff will actually, you know, I hope that this new schedule will actually allow me to get things done and do more of what I promised. Speaking of promises, we have not done a karaoke stream in a while, Ned. We have not done a karaoke stream in a while. We need to do one soon. Or maybe I'll do a solo one soon. Might be unplanned. Might just be like off the cuff. I don't know. And speaking of singing. Wait, when was my last karaoke stream? I want to just take a look. I know it is before Siege-tember. Yeah, the last one was all the way in August. The very last day of August was my last karaoke stream. And then also in terms of like last streams that I did, my last Siege stream, on the other hand, when was my last Siege stream? That was 2 weeks ago, the last week of October, which was also the precursor to the pre-game to a charity stream. Oh look, I gotta go live. Have a good stream. We have FRS Friday. I'll probably join. I just won't stream my side, Ned, because I do need to have the freedom to sleep, because I still have I have 2 things to do the next morning. Did you see my message, Ned? Like, you saw what I shared about with Acrux? And like what I'm planning on joining, that is what I am joining, and I have to make sure I wake up early for that and be able to set up for my ZZZ stream as well. That is 2 things I am doing that morning. Wait, actually, just remembered. Can I actually? I hope my internet does not shit itself if I do this. I'm just gonna leave your stream running in my background so that you can get you have the viewership support for friends and their stuff. Anyway, so for those of you who are still here, what to say? Oh yeah, so another thing that's gonna happen in like 2 hours. So I already shared the on stream. I played on stream my remixed or remastered cover of Summer, which was done by Rav. I'm now going to make it official, and I'm going to re-release my Summer short, which is pretty much just me overlaying his audio over the short, over the video of the last short, giving him official credit on the page, because like I feel like it's the right thing to do. And it's not the first time, and you know, I kind of felt that I wanted to do that because one of the things I was watching early, like for the past week or so, I've been keeping up with Hajime, Todoroki Hajime of Hololive Regloss. Sorry, Device Regloss. Yeah, sorry, Regloss is the name of the unit. Devis is the sort of like other branch of Hololive JP. But yeah, Hololive Devis Regloss. I've been watching Hajime, specifically her shorts on dancing. She re-released her dance short of Swag, replacing the audio with the mini cover done by Bae, who also did a dance, who also danced for her stream. Her short rather. So in kind of like the same style, and also because I do want to give Rav actual credit, like I want it to be like, you know, concretely there on the page. I decided to just put his short up, his mix up as the new and final version of the short. I will actually be privating the old short shortly. Well, actually, I should probably private that now. Let's see. How do I? Oh yeah, set this to private. I am now privating the old short, and we're just keeping it there for solidarity and for the stats. But for the new short, that's going to be coming out later on at 1 a.m. And when that goes live, yeah, it's nothing. It's not entirely like new. It's the same short, except that again, my vocals have been tuned better thanks to Rav with his experience and of mixing and stuff. So yeah, that's something to look forward to maybe later, and hopefully the algorithm is a bit more kind to that. Honestly, there are more people who are looking for shorts of Good Kid than there are of Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm honestly like, okay, so that's one thing I also want to talk about. Like in terms of traction, there are things that I'm surprised aren't getting as much traction as I thought they would. All right. And I can understand it probably is because the stuff that I've made shorts of recently have all been like for game wise, at least these are very niche, but also gaming content is harder to make shorts of, because you know that more people would be looking towards guides rather than actual shorts. And for games where you can make shorts of, those have to be the ones that don't have a lot of story to them, or more what's the word, repetitive gameplay, things that people can immediately recognize. Like the Siege short did rather well. We have 508 views on that, which is just a little more than the Monster Hunter Wilds. Okay, it's a little bit more than the Monster Hunter Wilds short. But that's because that kind of stuff is like that's stuff that people would not mind seeing spoilers or in-depth gameplay for, because it's more gameplay focused. Especially with Wilds being in beta, people want to see what the beta's like. I just wish it would lead to more views on the actual video. Yeah, totally not bitter. Joke, I'm kidding. I'm very bitter. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. Okay. But like I said, traction is very different when it comes to, from what I've learned, like, and this is all just assumption based on how my shorts have been doing. Because even my League of Legends short from 2 years ago, wow, it's almost been 2 years since my first short, which was the League of Legends one, which even then, that is like an old ass clip from like even earlier than when it was posted. I had to download that and convert that into a short. And that was my first time doing editing with, I was using Shotcut at the time. I wasn't using Sony Vegas. I was using Shotcut. And then like, so that short did rather well. It's now at 196 views. My Hamilton short, a lot of people love Hamilton, 156 views. My salespeople rant, a lot of people found it funny because it was dealing with graphics, GFX bots and spam. But there was significantly less people in comparison that were looking at Project Zomboid. Still, Project Zomboid Dying Light did it rather well with 3-digit views. That said, we then move on to, okay, and then you have games, more recognizable games rather, like Resident Evil Village and Final Fantasy XIV, each with 100+ views. But for games like Exanimum, Spyro, and now Ghostwire, which are probably, and I'm going to assume, are a bit more niche and not as mainstream as, say, Monster Hunter, Siege, and the like, or it doesn't have as much following as those, you don't see it getting as much views. And that's not to say that, you know, that it's not a good clip. I'm proud of the clip I make, of the short I made, and I'm proud of the clips that you guys grab of the stream. But, you know, just to ground things a little, we can't expect all of the shorts to do well because of the fact that, you know, interests in these things aren't always universal. Like, Spyro would probably only fall on the lap of people who are actively watching nostalgia or nostalgic remakes. For what was the other one? Ghostwire. Again, you'd have to find people who are actively looking for gameplay or videos about Ghostwire Tokyo. And I don't know if it's that popular on like the VTubing side of things. I know that Ghostwire Tokyo is one of the is a beloved game specifically because it is done by Tango Gameworks, but oh wow, Corona has actually played it. I'm surprised it actually, okay, so I take back what I said. I'm surprised my Ghostwire Tokyo short isn't doing as well as I thought it would, considering you've already had like a couple of HoloLivers actually streaming it. And then we also have other streamers on YouTube, other VTubers who have played Ghostwire Tokyo. Non-HoloLivers, like these are like indies, I think. But still. This is just stuff that I'm noticing. And again, all of this is speculation. All of this is assumption. And I'm not trying to sound bitter. I'm very thankful of whatever traction I can get on these things. It's more of like, these are things I notice about like the algorithm and whatever speculations I have about the algorithm. I don't even know if it's how I assume it's working. But hey, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then just move on and make the next short. That's pretty much all I can do at the moment. And I'm trying my best here with making as many shorts as I can. Like, that's the whole purpose of this new schedule. So I can come up with more shorts. Hopefully tomorrow, like, I should be able to come up with at least one more. Like, I can probably come up with one more for Ghostwire Tokyo. That being my little falling incidents. A compilation of my falling incidents in Ghostwire. But yeah. Anyway, it is 11 o'clock, I think, and I know we started late, but let's actually get into the musical. It's time for the moment you've all been waiting for. Stray Gods. We continue Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. When we last left off, I was an emotional wreck. Let's talk to Persephone first. Want to get her thoughts on us saving Aphrodite.
You've returned. I'm glad. I've had time to do some thinking. I may have been too dismissive after Aphrodite's party. You no doubt have many questions about the Eidolon and Calliope's memories.
Apollo told me a little about it. He did say I should talk to you, though.
Did he now? Is there anything you'd like to ask?
Will I feel different
when
as I change?
When all these memories start to return, will I feel different?
First, you'll have dreams. Places you've never been, people you've never met. But unlike with normal dreams, these will linger. Then they will come while you're awake. Sudden flashes or snippets of déjà vu. And sometimes it will seem so real you'll swear you're hallucinating. If there's anything difficult about the process, is that it becomes hard to differentiate between your life and all these other lives you're now recalling.
It does sound confusing.
Confusing and often unpleasant, as not all the memories will be fond ones. But that will pass in time.
Let's see. Will I still remember my own life?
You said it becomes hard to differentiate your life from the others. How hard, exactly? It'll still be me, right?
Oh, how do I explain this? Grace, would you say that you are who you are because of your experiences? The things you've lived and done?
I guess so, sure.
Well, all the things Calliope has done, and those before her, will now be yours. They will feel like a part of your life as well. Thus, they can't help but shape you. The Grace that is now will be and will have done so much more. Fortunately, you don't have to deal with every memory. Each time the Eidolon passes on, the oldest memories fade, and that helps.
That's kind of a good and bad thing.
Wait, how is it good that old memories start to fade?
I mean, we just
Think
saw
of how
Aphrodite's
old
old
we are,
memories.
Grace. If all those memories returned to you with perfect clarity, they would destroy you.
Yeah, but doesn't that mean you've all forgotten so much?
Well, far more than we remember. The further I think back, the more it becomes a bit of a blur, actually. You'll recall important moments. Some will be mixed up with the stories mortals tell, and you won't be sure which is the memory and which is the story. An idol's memory is a series of islands in a dark ocean, and they become smaller and smaller as they recede into the horizon.
That's a very apt analogy.
It sounds dire, but you become accustomed to it. It just takes time. And now you have all the time in the world.
Oh, whoops, I forgot to turn on the... How many times have you died?
How many times have you died? Can I ask that?
We call it passing on. I've lost track of just how many times I've passed on my Eidolon. A dozen? It's happened less often in more recent eras.
And the one you told me about, the woman married to that gangster, she was the most recent?
I don't think of Chastity as a she. That was me, just as the one my husband blasted with a shotgun was also me. It was one of the few times I wasn't able to prepare my successor. We were friends, yes, but I didn't know what Persephone was, and I had no idea what I'd just become.
That must have been difficult.
It was more difficult taking over my dead husband's territory. Women weren't often mobsters in those days.
Were you really a gangster? I've heard it said, but it sounds...
Let me put it this way. I felt as if I'd been blessed by a dying woman who saved me from a prison of my own making. I didn't know what I was, but I was free. I felt more alive than I'd ever felt before, and strong enough to toss an ox 10 feet.
Oh.
Did I set out to become a mobster? Not exactly. My husband's friends thought I'd murdered him, however, so they came after me. And one thing led to another.
Oh, I see.
Athena
just
found
kinda
me
happened.
just as my memories were starting to return. I wasn't permitted to continue doing something so noticeable, so I was carted off to Olympus. It's too bad, really. I was an excellent mobster.
I bet. I kind of want to see that.
Wait, you said that Persephone passed on her eidolon as she lay dying. What if she had just died?
The eidolon will keep us alive for a time, even in the most horrific circumstances, in hopes that there's someone to pass it on to.
What if there isn't? What if Chastity had died before you were shot?
Well, then the line of Persephone would have ended then and there. Oh, there are some stories that say an eidolon will go wandering, that it never really dies. And who knows if there's any truth to that. It's not exactly something we've had the opportunity to study. All we know is that many idols have left us forever. They've died, and that's how it happens.
It's a lot to consider. Assuming I'll even have time to worry about it, what with the trial coming.
Either the trial will
So it
end
makes you wonder
poorly,
if, like,
in which
maybe
case all of this
the,
is moot, or it will end well, and you will have plenty of time to digest.
It then makes you wonder if, like,
Yeah.
maybe some of
Thanks
these
for the update.
eidolons have
I'm a
chosen
realist,
to
Grace.
not come back
It's
to
what I'm
Olympus.
best at. Now
chose
then,
to
unless
just
you've something
hide.
else to ask.
They're like, let's see. What happened to the other muses?
What happened to the other muses? You mentioned 2 others. Were they lost in the war?
One of them was, though not like you think. The day we were to leave on the ship, Talia simply never showed up.
Do you know what happened to her?
We never heard from her again. Apollo thrashed about in mourning, but, Talia had been fading away for years. It wasn't a surprise to the rest of us.
I don't know if it's just me,
What
but
about
like,
the other muse?
why does it feel
Cleo.
like
Died long before.
the mixing is
A
different
victim at
sometimes
the
between
hands
some
of
of
a
the
mortal
characters?
man, when she no longer possessed the power to bedazzle him. As I understand it, he kept her in a cage as a pet until her eidolon shriveled up and perished. He was dead before she was.
That's pretty dark.
Yes, well, we come by our wariness of mortals honestly, Grace.
Okay. Tell me more about the war.
Tell me more about the war. It seems to have
I
had
want
a
to know
huge
as much as I
effect on
can
all of
about
you.
these.
That's putting it
I
mildly.
like listening and reading these things. This is
From
the kind of game
Aphrodite's
where, like,
song,
if you know,
I know Ares betrayed everyone.
if you know you're
What
supposed
did
to
you
like
do?
know these details, I will read everything.
Honestly, after my mother was murdered, I barely remember.
Your mother?
Her name was Demeter. Not truly my mother, but an idol who had always cared for me since the early days. I thought we'd be together forever.
Demeter.
And Ares brought those filthy bastards down on us. Demeter was slain by bullets. By bullets. Until that day, I had believed we were untouchable.
Why
Why
did
would
Ares
Ares
do?
do that? Did he get anything out of it in the end, or...
What he got was a final death. A few of us hunted him down and made sure he paid for his betrayal. He choked on his own blood. As for why he did it, who knows? He thought us a lost cause. He wanted glory. He wanted more than we had, living in secret. After that, I don't know. We went from hiding place to hiding place. I didn't even know what Hephaestus had done for us when I found myself on a boat. We might have been gods once, but after the war, we were just refugees, like so many others, fleeing to a distant land.
Was it hard to come to the new world?
Was it hard for the idols to come to the new world? It's just a place like any other, isn't it?
Well, it wasn't the place that was hard, it was the fear. We knew we were vulnerable. We knew mortals could and would kill us. Suddenly, there were rules. We had to be secret. We had to stay close together. We huddled in the shadows and quaked each time the mortals so much as breathed in our direction. We couldn't all live that way. Some of us drifted away, faded into the night without so much as an explanation. That's what's been the hard part. Our inevitable decline in a place where we don't belong. We can pass on our eidolons as often as we like, but it will never truly be home.
And what's the deal with you and Apollo?
What's the deal between you and Apollo? The way you two fight.
I've told you how he and the other idols stood by and let me rot with Hades, did I not?
Fair enough.
It seems more personal than that.
Okay, there's an old saying that no one escapes the underworld. But that's not true. I did. Once. Not long after Hades kidnapped me. I was homesick, and I missed my mother. Corone took pity on me and allowed me across the Styx. And after that, Grace, I waded through darkness itself to get out of there. Hades chased after me relentlessly, but I evaded him, right up until I got to the very slopes of Olympus. And who do you suppose was the first idol I met?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Apollo stood there. I cried out to him, begging him not to let Hades take me, and yet Apollo did as he has always done. Absolutely nothing. Hades was thrilled, and I knew then and there I could never rely on my so-called family for anything, ever again.
That's all I can think of for now. I'll see you around.
Oh yes, that's where I'll be, around.
As they say, the true evil is when good men do nothing. And although I don't know if Apollo can at this point be considered a good man, point being that, like, the only way for evil to flourish is when good men do nothing. I think that's the proper phrasing. Oh!
Oh, hi, Grace. I can just call you Grace, right?
That's my name. Where's Freddy?
She went out to get snacks. We were gonna watch TV while we waited, but, well, here you are.
Oh, so is this the Hermes arc now?
What, you and Freddy are friends now? When did this happen?
When I came looking for you. Friday has this movie that I've never seen. Super cool, right?
Just
Uh-huh.
just randomly.
Would you rather not share your mortal friends? Anyway, I guess Athena wants to talk? I can zip us over to Olympus anytime, if you're free.
Do I have a choice about seeing Athena? I'm not in the habit of being at anyone's beck and call.
I mean, I guess you could say no, but I wouldn't. If Athena wants something, she's gonna get it eventually. She had that look in her eyes, like she really wants to talk to you.
She could always come here. Everyone else does.
True. We've
Athena
had Pan and
entered
now
the mortal
you.
world? And now she doesn't do that ever. Can you imagine?
How does Athena manage never entering the mortal world?
She doesn't have to, I guess. Everyone brings her everything she needs. And that creepy owl of hers? Apollo says it's her eyes out in the world. It's everywhere. Watching.
Whoa, okay.
So what,
Again,
she just never leaves the building?
She'll go to the reliquary and places like that. Just never where mortals are. She wears a toga and calls cars iron horses.
again, like, I'm going to assume that's going to be important. The fact that she sometimes goes transparent.
So this is what you do? Ferry people around?
I'm the god of messengers, baby. Travelers, doorways, any kind of transition, really. The old Hermes said that the transition part made even more sense for me, which, you know, extra cool, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I can connect any two doorways anywhere, just like that. So it's super easy to take people wherever. I don't mind.
Do you like running? You knew the
You
old
mentioned
Hermes?
the old Hermes a lot. You knew him?
Yeah, I was homeless for a while. It wasn't a great time, and he took me in. Everyone's on the same journey, he used to say. Only the roads are different. And then he went on his journey. Man, I still miss him every day.
Wait, isn't he still inside you? Aren't you kind of the same person now?
Not yet. It's only been a year. Maybe I'll feel him again one day. That'd be nice.
Do you like running
You say
errands?
it's easy, but do you like doing all these errands?
Huh. Yeah, I never thought about it. It's nice to have a purpose. Athena is super sweet, and she has a big, important job. Why wouldn't I want to help her out?
You can't be this nice. Are you for real?
Oh, well, the old Hermes used to say that a willingness to serve is more important than a willingness to be served.
I'm honestly like questioning whether or not the fact that we see Grace sometimes as transparent, is that like an important thing, or is that just a result of the game sometimes delaying switching out the sprite?
I suppose there's no point in putting it off. Do your thing. Take me to Olympus.
Okay. Oh, when you see Freddy, tell her I'm sorry I couldn't stick around for the movie. And mind if I say something?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You've changed. I mean, from the person I met when I first came here. When, you know, you got it together really quick.
Because if you notice that like some of the movements or the changes in sprites, yeah,
Thanks,
see there's like
I
a
guess.
flash where it disappears and reappears. It's like it's fading between each sprite. So I can't help but wonder if maybe it's just like, is it a performance issue on my end? Or is that important? Choose your trait. Oh, I get to pick a new one. Let's go with clever.
There you are, Grace. Do have a seat.
I prefer to stand, thanks.
As you like. You've certainly been busy, haven't you? Everywhere I turn, there you are. Including the reliquary.
Oh.
I'm uncertain how you got access, but even you must have realized it's off limits. Particularly for your mortal friend.
Uh-oh. What did you do to Freddy?
Am I not supposed to be proving my innocence? Would you prefer I did nothing?
I'd prefer you didn't break any other rules in the meantime.
Such as? Do you have a list I can read, or do you just make them up as you go?
You think our judgment was rash? It was. In truth, I worried that giving you time, letting us all get to know you, would make it harder in the end. I am sorry, Grace. You may not believe it, but I care.
So this was
deeply.
her roundabout
I care
way
about
of,
what happens to
hey,
you
we're
and
gonna
to
give her
all
a
the
week
idols."
until the trial. That'll be the time for us to just kind of like regret sending her to her death.
Do you really? Let's explore where all that caring has gotten them, shall we?
Yeah, shove it in your
You're
face,
holding
Athena.
on with it gripped so tight, your knuckles are turning white. But that's not enough, is it? Every idol I've met is either lost or broken, or both. They're all slipping through your fingers. If you actually cared about them, you'd do something about it instead of sitting up here worrying about your precious rules.
Zeus was the first to leave. King of the gods. And we don't even know what became of him. Vanished into the ether. Poseidon was next. Walked out into the seas, never to be heard from again. Ares betrayed us. Hephaestus saved us. Hades was murdered. And by one of our own. The list goes on.
So you add to it?
So you add to it. I show up and you kill me off because you can't be too careful.
We are dying, Grace. I don't mean diminishing or drifting apart. I mean our immortality is disappearing. Very soon now, the idols will be no more. We are a legacy
Then
that
maybe
spans
don't
millennia,
kill off your
dating back to
successors?
the very dawn of humankind. So yes, I care. I will do anything and everything in my power to avoid that fate.
Then stop
Even
killing
if
off
it appears
successors.
unfair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's too bad. I've been an idol for 5 minutes, and I've been out there solving problems you've all wrestled with for how long now? I could have helped you, Athena. I could have helped all of you. But you don't see that, do you? You're so busy holding on to what you have. You can't see what you're throwing away.
Now's not the time to be soft and friendly. We gotta.
I know we've put a great deal on your
smack her with
shoulders,
reality.
Grace. I do. All I called you here to ask is that you please not make my job more difficult than it already is.
How am I making it more
If you
difficult?
have any other questions or concerns,
I've been
now's the
solving.
time to
Have
bring them
you
up.
not been listening to a word I've been saying? Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
What do you know of Pan?
Pan? That's not a name I expected to hear. Been sniffing around you, has he?
I have some suspicions, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Pan lurks at the edges because he likes it there, seeking out whatever profit he thinks he can get away with. Avoid him, dear, or he'll stick to you like gum to the bottom of your shoe.
Is Pan a killer?
Okay, so you don't like Pan much. I get that. But do you think he could kill someone?
We've all killed, my dear. I was once a warrior queen, feared by mortals and gods alike.
Another idol, I mean.
Is that where your investigation has led you? To Pan?
Sort of, but I feel like I'm missing something important. Maybe the goddess of wisdom could help me out?
It would be helpful to know what Calliope was doing at the reliquary, but she's not available to ask.
Oh,
Not
you
until
bitch.
you regain her memories, at least.
Why
Yeah.
not put off the trial until then?
Exactly.
Seems like a good way to solve all this. Yeah?
And trust what you decide to share? I think not.
Oh, I am now hella suspicious of this bitch. Like, there has to be a reason. Like, okay, like, so Calliope went to the reliquary. If you want to know what she was going to do, or why she was there, then let Grace regain her memories. The only reason I can think of that Athena rather would want to get rid of Grace before she inherits Calliope's memories is because there's something that Calliope learned that Athena doesn't want to get out, and so Calliope was hushed permanently.
Who has access to the reliquary? Is it anyone with a key, or...
Doesn't matter. You gained access, so clearly it is not difficult to get. Speaking of which, I don't suppose you'll tell me who gave you that key.
Oh, she's trying to snuff it out.
I'd rather not say.
Well, you're loyal, at least.
I
had to
ain't no
ask.
rat.
Speaking of the reliquary, you went there, right? Once Hecate
I
told
ain't
you
no
what happened?
snitch.
Yeah, I was not impressed by the delay.
Especially
If
not
you
to
had
you,
known about that,
who's only
the
wanted
night
to kill
Calliope
me.
died, would it have made a difference?
The chances are exceedingly small that you attacked her there, it's true. Yet, Calliope was weakened, which made her more vulnerable prey for an enterprising mortal. One she knew. Perhaps the incidents are connected, perhaps not. I cannot afford the risk of
Athena,
uncertainty,
Athena,
Grace.
I'm gonna need you
I'm
to take
sorry.
off the tinfoil hat. Please. Take it off. It doesn't fit you.
All right, let's talk about Medusa.
Met her, have you?
Why does she work for you?
I just have to know why. Of all the people you could have working for you, why her?
We could have left her behind. I elected to bring her because, in the end, she is my responsibility. But Medusa didn't want charity. She volunteered to work in my service. It's trying at times.
Is
now,
it? Is
if
it
there
really?
isn't anything else,
I guess I'll get back to my investigation.
I am rooting for you, Grace. If
Are
there's
you
another
now?
way to resolve
Are you
this,
really?
any way at all, I will take it.
Will you? Really?
Good luck.
She
Feel free
didn't
to
answer.
take a cookie on your way out.
She didn't answer. And I'm now suspicious of those cookies. They aren't chocolate chip, are they?
Don't take
They're
it personally,
raisins.
Grace. Athena's first instinct is to follow the rules whenever things get rough. As if she believes that if the idols don't blindly follow every rule to the letter, we'll dissolve into utter chaos.
Well, is she right?
Probably.
Did Persephone just show up here with her own rocks glass? It's like, hey, I know I'm going to assume you don't have alcohol, so I brought my own.
It was a bit much, dragging me into her office just to complain about the investigation she forced me into. What could she hope to achieve? That I'd stop trying?
Maybe she just wanted to find out what you know.
I imagine she simply wanted to remind you not to rock the boat as you bail. At any rate, I'm afraid we're going to have to disappoint her again.
Really?
Uh-oh, what now?
You need to go back to the reliquary, Grace.
I bet I
You
know
know,
why.
Athena said something to me. That it'd be nice to know what Calliope was doing there in the first place.
And she's correct.
It's the only piece of the puzzle we're missing. Calliope went there because she had a plan. But what plan?
If she left clues behind, wouldn't Hecate have found them already?
That's a really good question.
We can't ask Calliope what her plan was. But you might be able to remember what she was doing there.
Her memories? But I thought...
That it will take years, yes. But if you go somewhere important to Calliope, or touch something special to her, you'll get flashes, feelings.
Do you want Grace to go to the reliquary so she can have deja vu?
I'm willing to wager the place Calliope met her fate has left its mark in Grace's psyche. We have only to uncover it.
You sure this will work?
Are you sure about this? You want me to wander around hoping something comes to me?
I do know something about how memories work after the transition, but no, I'm not certain. You want certainty? Wait until your trial. Without discovering more, the outcome of that is certain.
What if Medusa is lying? What about Pan? We could look into him some more, couldn't we?
Oh, my, you're just full of ideas, aren't you? Do you have any suggestions regarding how we might go about doing that?
Deja vu it is.
Let's say I do this. What am I hoping to find?
Some memory of who attacked Calliope, or why she was there. Anything we could work with. I've spoken to almost all the idols, and every single one says they hadn't seen or heard from her. If she was keeping to herself, then why now? What started this? We're missing something important, Grace.
What if Grace goes there and the memory she sees is that she attacked Calliope? A Grace from the future.
Freddy!
It'd be a twist.
Or is this like the tinfoil hat episode? Because I swear this is like the second tinfoil hat conspiracy we are just discussing here.
Is there really no other way? This seems a bit desperate.
First
That's
Athena,
because we
now
are
Freddy.
desperate, Grace. Either we take this shot at learning the truth, or we overthrow Athena and the chorus by force, and disregard this stupid trial.
If I were to choose, I'd
She's joking, right?
personally, if I were to choose, I'd go with option
She's
2.
joking, right?
Last time Freddy and I were there, Hecate wouldn't let us into the reliquary. Not without Athena's permission.
I'm certainly not suggesting we ask Athena for permission.
Then you mean...
A week ago, I would have said breaking into the reliquary was impossible. Yet it appears Hecate can be surprised. If her book says she will be.
Let's hope the book says that again, I guess.
Unless you've some other plan. I'm all ears, as they say.
The reliquary has alarms.
What about the alarms? I'm not eager to have Asterion chasing me through the fog.
Calliope snuck in without setting off any alarms. At least at first.
Well, I'll be following in Calliope's footsteps, won't I? What if I follow the wrong footstep and set them off?
Then they discover you, and we apologize profusely.
Will not be a good look, though, just saying.
Okay, let's do this.
Then. Back
It's a
to the
heist.
reliquary it is.
Any idea how you want to do this, Grace? Because I'm game to help.
Cool. I'm sure we can figure something out.
I can't go in with you. Hecate would sense me right away. I will, however, stay close by. Now that doesn't mean you should take stupid risks. Don't be a fool, Grace.
Aw, Persephone finally cares about us.
We're already way beyond that, aren't we?
Come on, the time for adventure is now.
Ah, this will not end well. I know it.
You're helping us anyway. Sneak in the back way. Be honest with Hecate, or Freddy distracts Hecate. Since we're now going with a more clever approach, let's go with sneak in the back way. But before we start that, can I pause? Can I pause? Can I pause? Can I pause? There. Journal! Faster with the mouse. Let's see. Calliope. Calliope. It's not letting me scroll down. There we go. Saying she fled there having already been attacked. The world about how at first Calliope was a singing act. The Calliope's lofty expectations became too much. Calliope visited Aphrodite and Eros the night she died. Calliope was scared of something, wouldn't tell them what it was. They regret not pressing her about it more. It still knew something was going to happen to her. Maybe she already knew when she met him. Hermes. Okay, Aphrodite. Inspired Aphrodite to continue living. She's going to hold on, keep trying. Hope I didn't offend her too much during the song. I had to do it. So regal and amazing. And if anyone can do it, she can. Yeah. Yeah, okay, good. It recorded that. What her real beef was. Some the brother thought would help, only who had to know how to respect you were just stood there and let it happen. And then we have she gave me a sincere offer to I'm not sure apologize. Like to me was happy on my visit to the reliquary. Mostly she wanted to tell me about how the idols are dying, as in actually dying, losing their immortality, the whole thing. Gotta be hard for beings that have been around most of forever. Is that supposed to justify the trial? Athena can't take a chance on a lowly usurper like myself, besmirching the great idol legacy as it quietly sunsets. She's a control freak. Persephone. After a couple of times, I used to be a gangster. Idleness passed in chest to have a mobster who then replaced. This must have been what, the 1950s? How Demeter died, hers. Okay. Pan. I know that we felt betrayed by Pan. He knew she'd gone even when he asked me to do his favor. Okay. Ah, yes. Arrows. We will not forget what I said last time. Okay. Okay.
Wait, are you sure this is right? Was that the right door?
You're asking me like I'm supposed to know?
It just feels like we're back outside again. Maybe that was some kind of portal or...
Hey, look, it's the Great Google Library.
Or maybe we're right where we're supposed to be.
We should be careful.
Then we should be careful. Remember what the Minotaur said? Alarms. Magical defenses.
None of which killed Calliope, we think. But sure, I hear you.
How do we avoid getting lost? It's like a labyrinth.
Oh, it is a labyrinth, but I've never had any trouble finding my way around.
Oh, shit! Well,
Hey,
so much for
easy.
that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. All right, no need to freak out. I'm a guardian, sure, but I'm not a monster. But, yeah, you know you're not supposed to be in here, right?
I have permission.
I need this, Asterion. I have to figure out what Calliope did here. Please, can't you just let us look around?
Oh, it's just... Kate would be so mad.
She knows you're the sweetest, most thoughtful bullman there is.
Oh,
She'd
she's
understand.
buttering him up.
I want to, but...
I'd really appreciate it.
Grace! Grace!
No, I need to bring you back to Kate. I'm so sorry. Oh no. Hey, come back! Oi, come back!
Grace! With the charisma roll, really?
Okay. I don't hear anything. I think I'm all right.
Freddy,
Freddy's
though.
okay. She better be. First things first, how do I do this? Where do I even start?
How do I even get out of here is another question. It all looks the same.
Calliope must have been here. She could have stood in this very spot. Maybe if I just... focus.
Maybe use your powers? Wait, in the focus we're seeing that she doesn't even have a wound. So she hadn't been attacked yet.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I've definitely been here before.
Instrument. Egg?
I don't get any feeling from that. Will I know it when I see it?
Okay, let's try the instrument then. Or wait, let's see. Scroll. Branch. Apple? As in... Apple of Discord?
Freddy, are you out there? Can you hear me?
I guess
What
the
am I
apple
doing?
means nothing.
All that'll do is tell everyone where I am.
Okay, so that wasn't it either. Let's try the instrument.
Is that a weapon? A musical instrument? Maybe it's both.
Mask.
What did Freddy say about mazes? Was it always go left? Or go left and then go right?
Poseidon. Poseidon's trident?
Is this an armory too?
I'm going to... Wait! Hold on. Zeus, Poseidon, Hades. Are all of these like, are these memorandums of idols who have passed?
They should really charge for tours. It's kind of amazing.
Hold up. I need to look up the Greek pantheon. The Olympians. Okay. So the gods, let's see. We have Zeus. His crown of laurels was at Athena's table. Hera, marriage, women, childbirth, and family. Youngest daughter of Cronus and Rhea, sister and wife of Zeus, goddess of marriage. Include the peacock, cuckoo, and cow. Okay. Poseidon, I can see the trident. Demeter, the harvest. Apollo, his isn't here. Artemis, goddess of the hunt, the wilderness. Moon, horse, deer, hound, she-bear, snake. The egg and snake. Ares, god of war. Scroll, statue, mirror, haven't seen that. Athena's alive. Hephaestus, blacksmith. The egg? Would that be the egg with the snake, maybe? All the other gods despised him except Aphrodite. Okay. Hermes, messenger of the gods, is still alive. Hestia, goddess of the hearth, fire, domesticity, and the family. Dionysus, god of wine. That's the chalice, I can assume. So wait, are these supposed to be artifacts paying tribute to the idols that have disappeared or have died? Is that what this is? Hello? Statue? Fuck.
Shouldn't that be in a museum somewhere?
Scroll.
I don't even know what language that is.
Mirror. The mirror of Erised?
This is it. Calliope was here. She was standing right here. And she...
That's totally not freaky at all. Grace, do you really want to do that?
Uh-oh. Hello? Do you work for Hecate? Are you guardians or something?
Are they supposed to be the three fates?
Okay then.
The Morai? Are they the Morai? Moray, rather?
What's happening? Why didn't it work?
Because they are non-living? Hecate is not part of the Moire, so I think these might be her. That might be them.
Oh! Grace? Freddy! We've got to run! My powers don't work on them, they just keep coming!
Oh, and they can teleport too. Freddy, what are you doing? Freddy? Freddy, no!
No, I won't let you.
No!
Freddy!
Oh god.
No, 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 no,
Oh
not
god, Freddy.
By the gods.
You summoned the Furies.
the Furies.
What? Those beings were the Furies. Beyond all our laws. Not idols, but the embodiment of retribution. How did you draw them here? I didn't. There was a big mirror, but I didn't even touch it. There was only one mirror of which you could be speaking. That used by the goddess Nyx to contact the Fates. Using the mirror would not have brought the Furies down upon you. Not unless the Fates themselves decreed it. I don't care what brought them. They killed Freddy. You need to help her. I have no power over life and death, Grace. None of us have that. This was no defense or spell of the reliquaries. I do not have the power to summon the Furies, and I know none who do. You should consider yourself fortunate, Grace. They do not desist until retribution has been exacted. But now is when you leave. Pray the knowledge you obtained was worth the price. No, I'm not leaving Freddy. Not like this. All this magic. There has to be something. Don't tell me there's no way to undo this.
Come. There's nothing more to be done.
So we're just gonna leave her there? We're not even gonna bring her back for like a burial or a memorial? Come on. There's really nothing we can do about Freddy. Ah. No.
I'm sorry it came to this, Grace. It's clear what your friend meant to you.
It should have been me, not her.
Don't say that.
This was my fight, my problem. I'm already slated to die if anyone paid the price.
Your friend gave you the chance to not repeat history. Don't waste it. Grace, is that how Calliope died? Was she also attacked by the Furies? Do you remember?
Yeah. She meant to use the mirror, but she never had the chance before they came.
No doubt sent by the same person. Perhaps for the same reason.
Who could send the Furies after me? Even Hecate had no idea who possessed that kind of power.
It's Athena.
No one does, not these days. Hecate herself would have been my guess. Zeus might have, in his role as king of old Olympus, but he is long gone.
Crown of Zeus.
Clearly someone can do it.
You know,
Unless they
I'm
weren't
really,
summoned.
really thinking.
They could have been responding to something you did unwittingly, something Calliope also did. And what that could be, I'm afraid I have no
I'm
clue.
guessing this. I really think Athena, or at the very least Zeus, is somehow heavily involved in this, because I noticed that those items in that little that display there, the mirror was for the goddess of Nyx. The trident is obviously Poseidon. The branch was Demeter. The snake and the egg could possibly be Hephaestus and Hera. It's like all of those look like artifacts that belonged, or at least heavily symbolized, the idols that we have not met or have not seen at all. So, why is Zeus's crown the only thing that isn't in that display? Is Athena hanging onto it as a symbol of power? Does it have a power that she's using? Is it what allowed her to call the Furies to stab Freddy? Motherfucker.
I know Calliope was there to use the mirror, but it was just feeling. I still don't understand why.
There's only one use for that mirror, to speak to the Fates.
Yeah, okay, but why?
The Fates know all that is or will be. Destiny is theirs to command, or so it's said. One contacts them either to know one's fate, or to change it. Not that the Fates are likely to oblige.
Are the Fates that powerful?
Can these fates really control the future?
They control the fate of all beings. I imagine it's they who give Apollo his powers, and they who write Hecate's books.
So someone really didn't want Calliope messing with them.
Or you, it seems.
Could it have been the fates? Maybe they don't like being called on now for anything.
They're not known to be vindictive. If they don't want to answer, they simply won't.
That means someone is stopping people from contacting the Fates.
What are the Furies? They didn't seem like people.
Think of them as forces of nature, but an aspect mortals rarely encounter. They're older than any idol. They were created to enforce the ancient laws.
There are ancient laws now?
Well, there were. Laws even the idols had to obey, from the earliest days of old Olympus. Even if they still existed and you'd broken one, we would all know. These are not petty crimes one stumbles into.
So why did the Furies stop?
If the Furies are so powerful, why did they stop? They just stabbed Freddy and left.
They're not assassins, Grace. They exist to punish. They demanded blood, and blood was taken. It didn't need to be yours.
So if Freddy hadn't interfered...
They wouldn't have rested, not ever, until they had their due.
If only we knew more.
I don't know what to do. We still have no idea why Calliope wanted to talk to the Fates.
Well, there is another way to ask them.
I wondered how long that would take. Hecate is enraged. She's threatened to close off the reliquary entirely and forever. Athena is beside herself.
Oh,
How long
nice of
have
you
you been
to
standing
join us, Apollo.
Long enough. You just had to keep pushing, didn't you? Until you got what you wanted.
This isn't about me. We're out of options, Apollo, and you know there's only one other way to contact the Fates.
Oh, how convenient.
Enough, both of you. This isn't helping anyone.
May I explain it to Grace, or do you have another option, Apollo? If so, now's the time. I thought not. The Fates will respond to the ruler of Hades, the true underworld and realm of the dead.
And currently, that's
What
Athena.
I propose is that we go there and take back the throne that was stripped from me.
Is that something we can do? Just go to the land of the dead and, overthrow it?
Truth be told, there isn't much to overthrow. Few mortals still believe in Hades, and thus its halls have been nearly empty for eons.
So how do you...
The throne itself is the key, both symbolically and literally. Claim it, and Hades is yours.
But you can't claim it because you're barred from Hades.
By a rule that we would need to break were we to do this, yes.
So if we go to Hades and, find your throne, how much trouble would that get us into, exactly?
A great deal.
It's not as if Athena could execute Grace a second time.
But she's already been warned about breaking more rules.
The responsibility of this will be mine. Let Athena try to take my throne again.
Is there really no other way to talk to these fates? Do we have to take the nuclear option?
Do you want to try going back to the reliquary?
No. No, hell no.
The only other person with a direct connection to the fates is Apollo here.
You know it doesn't work like that.
Then it's the throne or nothing, isn't it?
How do we get to Hades? Do we need a key, like the reliquary?
Athena took my key, and the entrance at Lake Avernus was sealed long ago, which leaves only Hermes.
So we have to
They
ask
won't
Hermes
take
for
you.
help.
They might, if you ask them to. Then why did you come, Apollo? To gloat? To wish Grace well? Or to actually help? Get us there. I'll lead us to the throne, and Grace can speak with the fates. It's simple.
Is Apollo right? Is this something you planned all along, Persephone?
Meaning what? What, that I knew what would occur at the reliquary? Perhaps you think I'm the one who unleashed the Furies upon you.
You've waited for this opportunity for over a century.
Waited, yes. Bided my time. And the moment has arrived.
But that's not why you originally agreed to help me?
No, that's not why.
Oh, it's another crazy plan, right?
Grace,
I know, but there's no point in stopping now, is there?
I can't. I'm sorry, but this is a step too far.
Apollo, you're
And consider
fucking
this,
useless.
Apollo. Grace's mortal friend was slain by the Furies, according to the old laws.
Her soul is in Hades.
Wait, what? You said Hades was empty.
Your friend may, in fact, be the first new soul to enter its halls in many years.
And thus could leave it. Fine. I'll get you into Hades. But I'm not going with you.
If that's
Lead
what
with
you
that
prefer,
next time.
by all means.
It's fine, Hermes. Get this over with.
So she got there in a technicality.
Shall I wait here, or...
No. I'm not gonna lie to them. Hermes has always treated me fairly.
Oh, hey, if it isn't Apollo and Grace and, Persephone. Wow, the whole gang, huh?
I'm afraid I have to call in that favor. I need you to take Grace and Persephone to Hades.
Oh, man, I don't know. Athena specifically said I wasn't supposed to take anyone, you know? No matter what.
Oh, this is pointless. They're never gonna help us, Apollo.
Can I ask what's going on? Nobody ever tells me anything, and you want me to get in huge trouble, but for what?
Pretty's dead, Hermes.
What? When did that happen?
She was killed by the Furies. That means she's in Hades. Probably. I have to try to find her there. You're her friend too. I know you wouldn't want to abandon her.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, Trunks work too?
Signal when you need to come back.
You sure?
Yeah, feels like the right thing.
Be careful, Grace. And remember, the underworld
So,
doesn't give up its
whew.
shades without a price.
It's a good thing I was paying attention.
I think
that,
I can tell
you know,
her the rules, Apollo. Let's go.
that Hermes and Freddy kind of got along even for a short bit. So I already had to say, yeah, that person you made friends with over a movie, she's dead.
Welcome to the real underworld.
Ooh, Lee.
Wow.
It's as green as in the Disney movie, that's for sure.
It feels so empty. So lonely.
It's not completely empty. Neither is the throne, for that matter. A bitter shade named Orpheus has been squatting on it since my exile.
Orpheus?
I fully expect he'll be waiting for us.
I didn't expect Orpheus to be the one to...
You didn't think to mention earlier that the throne was occupied?
Because it's irrelevant. Orpheus isn't an idol. He's just an angry little man clinging to an existence that doesn't want him any longer.
And what are we supposed to do? Organize an armed resistance? Challenge him to a duel?
That's what you're here for.
I'm gonna fight him?
Oh, you'll see.
Oh, if... Oh, the fact that she has to ask who Orpheus is. He himself is also he's a bard.
Who is this Orpheus? The name sounds
He
familiar.
is the bard.
It should. His is a popular tale among mortals regarding how he once came to the underworld to retrieve his love, Eurydice, and left with nothing. Hades tricked him, you see, and with Hades dead, the blame has evidently fallen to me.
So he's not a fan of yours?
He is not a fan, no. Not that it matters.
Okay, so there's an angry ghost sitting on your throne. Anything else about this trip you've neglected to mention?
Come, it's time to cross the Styx.
Let's go speak with Karen, I guess? Or Carone, rather? Is Carone even still here?
The ferryman will come soon. As we are not dead, you will need to convince him you are worthy of passage. State your case clearly and with determination.
Oh! He's a big boy. Yeah, Grace, I feel that too.
I am Persephone, also known as Despoina and Kore Sotiera, once queen of the underworld, and shall be again. No, Corone, I did not bring you any cards. I am not here to entertain you.
Ah, that's Carone. Nice to meet you.
Hey there! I'm Grace, idol and last of the muses. Is that enough?
Of course she's a muse. Why would she lie about such a thing? He says he's always liked the muses and that you're very pretty.
I'm flattered?
No, she didn't. Neither of us brought games to play with you, Corone. Stop asking.
I like how Carone is just like... He's like, hey, yeah, I know I'm the boatman for the River Styx. I'm bored as shit. You want to play games? Did you bring cards? I have Uno.
Oh, I'm sure we can come up with something to amuse him.
Oh, he's so happy.
See? You don't even need to interpret that for me.
Yes, what fun. Thank you for encouraging him.
I love it. He's so happy.
Let's get underway, Corone. It's a long ride to the throne room.
Yeah. Oh, there's a song about to happen. Row, row, row your boat gently through the sticks. I'm here to find my dead friend Freddy.
I wouldn't touch that. Way too much for you. Overload you. Blow a fuse. Every story, every memory winds up here in the water. I used to dream that this river would rise, swallow the anger, tears in my eyes. Then suddenly I was found alone. I destroyed Hades, but was denied his throne.
Really is dead here, isn't it?
Everything here is fading away. She needs her queen.
We're here for Freddy, too.
I killed the king fair and square. They had no right to take it from me.
It wasn't your fault. There was no right or wrong. It wasn't your fault. You didn't belong. If my life was stolen, I wouldn't know where to turn. Candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
And who's this? Is that Orpheus?
Someone's coming.
Oh, it is.
There's music floating through. Someone's coming.
Ooh, who's your
And it
voice?
has me singing too. We have visitors. I think we all know what to do. To the throne room. This bard's about to meet a muse.
There's someone singing with us.
Ooh.
That would be Orpheus.
Is he a muse?
Oh, he's so much more than that.
He said Bard with a capital B.
We might have a problem.
A wolf is waiting in the
This
tomb.
bard's already
Someone's
dead,
coming.
but you can defeat him.
I can feel them howling at the
My
moon.
help.
Don't forget why we came here.
There's a name here
I won't forget,
that reeks
but you
of
can bet he
enemy.
knows someone's coming.
It's about time, Persephone.
Orpheus, I
Anthony Rapp? That's Anthony Rapp? Hold up. Okay, hold up. It's Anthony Rapp. That I knew the voice was familiar. Holy shit. That's Anthony Rapp, the voice of Mark. Not just the voice, the original actor of Mark from Rent. Oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, I'm loving this even more now. Oh yes. Oh.
I have been waiting for you, Persephone, for so long. And you brought a muse.
Also, I find it appropriate that he's actually now he's a singer. He's playing Orpheus, who is a bard, but he's using a guitar, and it looks like he's about to rock out. So this is basically, yeah, Mark became Roger.
Hi. Lovely tune, by the way. Can't remember the last time I collaborated with someone so talented. No offense, Benny. Welcome to my underworld.
No offense,
Let me
Benny.
treat you to a song. A welcome gift. I have the floor. It is mine, after all. Muse. Any requests? Questions?
My friend is dead. Can you help me?
Loop. The river keeps buried below. I challenged the fates and found my Eurydice, but you had to kill her, and I won't let it go. You're asking the wrong person.
It wasn't your fault. How are you to react? It wasn't your fault. Now there's no turning back. If my love was taken, I wouldn't know where to turn. Your candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
This tete-a-tete is over. If he's the victim, what am I?
Queen, let's not lose our composure. The muse understands.
Well, I won't comply. I'd rather die.
Sorry,
I have nothing but a dark and empty hole, wanting something to fill a shallow soul. I am the king of constant sorrow with a throne room.
It's not your throne, Orpheus.
It will be until you admit you were wrong.
I wouldn't go there. It's too much for you, and I'm not sorry for your mistake.
Orpheus, have you wondered if this queen was a slave? She couldn't help. You dug your own grave. And now it's her homecoming.
Oh, yes, she was a helpless prisoner all those centuries.
What do you know of it, Bard?
I know a fairy tale when I hear one.
Okay, I let Orpheus say his piece. Let's let Persephone speak.
It wasn't your fault. You were never to blame. Hades was a monster. We were part of his game. Orpheus, where's your fire? When will the music return?
The candle isn't finished. It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn. It's a slow burn.
It's time for both of you to move on.
You both exist somewhere on the border between real and imagined, the living, the dead. So how can this place be everything you dreamed of? You both deserve more. You must let it go. You both deserve more than this stupid throne.
Oh, what have I done?
We have been fools.
You're right. Yet, what about the throne? We can't just leave it empty, can we?
All that going around in circles, digging up old wounds, and for what? So you can fight over a chair.
Whoa!
You dare. What gives you the right to interfere in this manner? That throne was not yours to break.
Look around you, Persephone. Hades is empty. That chair you wanted so badly, it doesn't matter anymore.
It mattered to me. I paid for that throne with tears and blood, Grace. With years of humiliation you know nothing about. I thought we could help each other, but no, you would rather lecture me. So what's your plan now, Grace? I assume you must have one after that big demonstration.
You said Freddy was here, right? Then we should be able to find her. We just need to look.
Let's say you do. Okay, what then? You expect to walk out of Hades with her spirit in tow?
Why not? It would have worked for Orpheus if he hadn't looked back, right?
You don't get it, do you? There is no way to free someone from the land of the dead. Not for Orpheus, and certainly not for you.
And the Fates?
Even if you could contact them, Grace, I assure you, they simply wouldn't care.
That's it then. We came here for nothing.
I doubt the Fates would have responded even to the mirror, Grace. And the boundaries of death cannot be commanded away. Not even by the ruler of Hades.
Then what is this throne good for? Just a fancy chair? Bragging rights?
At the very least, I had hoped we might find your friend's spirit.
Why? We can't bring her back.
Not without great sacrifice, no. No, the rules of death are clear. Yet, you might have spoken to her. I know what it's like not to get the chance to say goodbye.
Oh. Freddy!
Hey.
Freddy, you're here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually been watching you since you arrived. It's not like there's much else going on.
Fred,
No, don't even start, Grace. I made my decision. I don't regret it one bit.
I'm sorry I ever doubted you. I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
But you sacrificed yourself. For me.
Well, yeah. I'd do anything for you, Grace. Hey, what was the alternative? I let the Furies kill you instead? That's not how this story ends.
This isn't a story, Fred.
Huh? You're wrong. It is a story. And you need to finish it.
You think Hades... Hello, Koala. You think Hades would sing Hellfire? I don't know. Considering one's French and one's Greek, I don't think so.
No. I guess this is it, huh?
I'm so sorry I doubted you, Freddy.
I found someone while I was down here. Someone you really need to meet.
Calliope! She's here too! I was not expecting to see Calliope down here.
Calliope? This... You can't be real. Your soul is inside Grace. I
My
just don't...
Eidolon is inside Grace. The rest of me... I'm here, Persephone.
This is real.
I guess you two were better acquainted than you said. Huh, Persephone?
We parted ways years ago. Persephone couldn't take my lectures any longer.
I'd take them now. I miss them.
No, you don't. Think about how bitterly we argued at the end. Don't blame yourself. Not when there are so many fond memories to cherish instead.
I don't get it. I thought the Eidolon was Calliope's soul. But if that's true, then...
The Eidolon is what makes us an idol, but it's not our soul. Each of us adds a piece to it as it passes on.
But what about the memories?
The memories are but a reflection. And after the Eidolon is passed on, old memories become a reflection of a reflection. That's why the idols have forgotten so much. You knew this truth once, Persephone. Long ago.
We need to know what happened to you, Calliope. How did you die?
Why didn't you come to me? If you were in trouble, I would have protected you.
I know you would have. But I couldn't let you be drawn into Apollo's prophecy as well.
Uh-oh.
Apollo's prophecy?
He didn't tell you that? No. I don't suppose he could have. It's a long story.
Okay.
You don't mean to say that Apollo is responsible for your death, right? But his prophecy is.
Yes. It said I needed to die.
Someone else knew about the prophecy. Athena.
No.
Then she sent the Furies after me when I went to the reliquary. I barely escaped. I fled back to the mortal.
Hold on. So wait. Calliope. Read this. Wait. Athena? Athena went to Apollo for a prophecy on how to save the idols. Information from those. She never intended them, no matter what I did.
World. To you.
Why come to me? Of all the places you could have run to, why come to my apartment?
Because I was dying.
But I couldn't save you. I barely even knew you.
I was wandering the streets that night, wondering if I should go to the reliquary or just flee. And I heard you singing. I followed you home after to see where you lived. I didn't know what would happen to me, but I thought, just in case, I knew I had to hold out until I reached you.
He's the god of the underworld, must be flaming in there. Bit of a stretch. I give it a 5 out of 10.
I don't blame you, in case you're wondering.
You don't?
You didn't ask for all this to happen. You did the best you could, Calliope.
Thank you for saying that, Grace. Truly.
Why did you go to the reliquary? We know about the mirror, but...
You wanted to annul the prophecy.
And the Fates are the only ones who could, if they would even help me. I doubted it, but I was desperate. I never got the chance to ask. Someone told Athena where I was going, and she must have realized what I meant to do.
But how did she get the Furies to attack you? They aren't pets.
She
You
has
didn't
Zeus's
break any of
crown.
the old laws.
I don't know. Maybe it's something the ruler of the idols can do. But you'd have to ask Athena.
You said so yourself. Maybe Zeus would have been able to. And as far as I can tell, she has Zeus's crown.
Apollo hates using his power. Why would he have given a prophecy to Athena?
Because she demanded it. She was desperate.
How did you even find out?
Apollo was horrified after he delivered the prophecy, and he refused to stay silent. And he came to warn me. He was torn. Telling me meant I was locked into it. I still think he did the right thing. Though I expect he disagrees.
So what did the prophecy say?
What was the prophecy? Surely I need to hear it.
If I tell you, you'll be locked into it, just like me.
But the prophecy doesn't just say you have to die. There's more to it, right? They always require interpretation.
Apollo told Athena that. He begged her not to jump to conclusions, but maybe she was right.
I don't care. I have to know.
Athena wanted to know if there was a way to save the idols. The answer was this. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives.
And I'm the last muse.
And now you know the prophecy.
You went to Pan for the key to the reliquary, right?
Yes. He's the reason I knew about Nyx's mirror, actually. He told me about it long ago.
He told Medusa where you went. She, I expect, told Athena.
Oh,
Pan couldn't have known what it would mean. I didn't explain.
That's it. You forgive him, just like that.
I'm sure he feels guilty enough, my love.
My love? Ooh. So there definitely was something there.
Do you blame Athena for what she did?
She wanted to save the idols. And I wanted that too.
Well, I blame her. And Apollo for not telling us what she'd done.
If he had, Grace would have been locked into the same fate as Calliope.
We don't know that.
I have to go back. And I have no idea what will happen. None of this seems real.
So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud of you, but it's time to go. I never truly saw before how trapped we were, so far from shore. Great at the time, but it's time to go. It's time to within my soul, you will remain with me, a best friend through the dark. Gone, you're irreplaceable. It's time to go. It was quick and so was I. I was not prepared to die, but Grace, I choose this, and I know you'll get by. It's time. So many years of history, the fights, the highs, the miseries. I'm so proud, Grace. Freddie, I gave everything to watch you go. I know. Now it's time to go. It's time to go.
Man.
You've returned.
Oh, man.
And I see Freddy isn't with you. I'm so sorry, Grace.
Fuck you!
Did you at least get to speak to the Fates?
No.
Then what happened?
Then we found Calliope.
Calliope, but her Eidolon is inside you. How
It
could...
doesn't work like that. The Eidolon is only a part of an idol. The rest just...
Calliope told us what happened. The prophecy, how you warned her, how you've been lying to us. You knew. You knew the truth this entire time, even when you said you were helping Grace.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Why did you say you'd help? You could have stayed out of it.
I tried that. You wouldn't let me.
Oh, so now it's my fault?
Whatever you were trying to do, Apollo, you failed. We know the prophecy now.
Then it's done. You're locked into it.
Isn't the prophecy open to interpretation? Couldn't you be wrong about how it ends?
When am I not wrong, Grace?
That's right. Leave. It's what you're best at. I don't know how this will affect your trial. We could tell them what we've learned. Even without proof, it makes enough sense that Athena couldn't just brush it off. But if she believes you need to die in order to save the idols, if she truly believes that, it won't matter what anyone says.
Does there still need to be a trial? If we go to Athena privately, maybe we could work out some kind of deal.
She won't make a deal. All that will afford her is a chance to kill you before the trial.
She tried that once already.
And your friend died as a result. No, it's a clever thought, but Athena needs to be challenged in front of everyone. I intend to keep my promise. We go to the trial and I'll help you, even if it means overthrowing Athena. Calliope would approve.
But what about...
Just so you understand, our chances aren't good. I suggest you do whatever necessary to prepare.
Great.
Great indeed. Last chance to speak to anyone before the trial. Okay. Anything new in the journal? I did the Orpheus thing, went to the underworld to get Freddy back, but it was a lie. There's no way to get her back, and what's more, Freddy didn't want to. Chose to sacrifice herself, she said, and she wasn't taking it back. At least I got to say goodbye. Oopsie. Wait. Ah! What is with this thing? Hello? Why won't it let me scroll? What the fudge? What is stopping me from scrolling? Oh, for fuck's sake. We have to do this really slowly. This is dumb. There, guess what's on our separate things, which even Persephone didn't know. Talk to her. She told us everything. It was Athena. Okay. And now that's not working either. Great. Okay. Hermes. For fuck's sake. Something about stealing 50 cows. Aphrodite. Apollo. Okay, Apollo. I know there was something different. He knew. Apollo knew who the murderer was all along. Athena came to him for a prophecy on how to save the idols and he gave it to her, but it doesn't make any sense. If Apollo knew about the prophecy, why did he stop Athena from just killing me at the start? Why did he help me at all? Calliope said he's lying to protect me, prevent me from sharing her fate. I know the prophecy now, so whatever it is, I'm locked into it. All of Apollo's lies are for nothing. We're due a very serious conversation when I get back. I laid into Apollo the moment I got back to the apartment. He denied nothing. All of it was to protect me from the prophecy, so I would be locked into it. He'd only agreed to help me because he thought he could do so indirectly. Okay. The trial will go forward and thinks she'll do it. Persephone. No. Let her go. So I kind of started the throne. Didn't I get the poof? It's gone. Nobody's ruling Hades now. We're in love. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, they were in love. Pan. Oh boy, Pan. Okay, so we know about Eros, Hecate, Minotaur, Orpheus. Had power similar to mine. When we showed up in the underworld's throne room, he and I did a music until I find Crimson. Okay. Let's confront Pan. Oh, but it's at the entrance. Persephone's at her club. I think we should talk to Pan last, because makes sense. Let's talk to Apollo first.
Oh, it's you. Paul comes in, mopier than his usual mopey self, and won't say a word about why. But of course, it's you.
I know you care.
Look, I know you care about Apollo. I'm not here to hurt him.
Uh-huh, yeah. And, why should I believe you?
Because I just came to talk. I want to sort this out. If I can.
I guess I can go ask him if he wants to talk to you. Don't be surprised if he says no, though.
It's all right, Oracle. I think Grace and I need a moment alone, if you please.
Oh, sure. Don't mind me. It's not like I was in the middle of anything.
Takes the chips. Smart kid.
I know how Persephone feels. But not you. You'd have every right to be furious with me.
So you've said. I'm more worried about you, actually.
Worried about me? After all you've been through?
I lost Freddy. I can't lose anyone else.
When I first became Apollo, I was so sure I could help people. Help the world. I ignored the warnings. You have no idea how many lives I ruined before I stopped. I never should have given in to Athena. This one time, I thought that maybe it will be different.
You don't know everything, Apollo. Half the problem is that you and every other idol thinks they do.
What do you mean?
Trying to prevent the prophecy is what's making it come true.
So you want to, what, stop trying?
Maybe.
I guess the big brain plan. Give
I
up.
hope you can forgive me, Grace.
I hope that one day we'll be as close friends as you were with Calliope.
I should have said get over yourself. I'm sorry. I'm a bit angry at Apollo. But I'm trying to like have like the best relationship with all these people.
I'll be standing
all of
right
these
there by
gods, even if some of them don't deserve it.
Thank you.
I'm guessing this is the game's way of like, hey, make peace with them. You've argued with them, make peace with them before you go confront Athena. And if you're right, maybe they will come help you in the final trial.
Did you forget something, Grace?
It felt like we hadn't quite finished our conversation.
It seemed pretty finished to me. What more is there to discuss?
We could talk about what happened in Hades. We were kind of interrupted by Freddy, and then everything.
What else could we have said, Grace? Yelled at each other more, perhaps?
If it'd help, yeah.
Calliope would not have approved of the way I acted. But then she seldom did. It was so good to see her in Hades. To have her say she forgives me. I just wish it were as easy to forgive myself.
It's not too late.
You could apologize, you know. We could start over, from square one.
You shatter my throne without so much as a by your leave. And I'm the one who apologizes?
I could go first, if you like. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, too. Believe it or not. Is that better?
It's a start.
It's a start.
Exactly. Grace and I are on the same wavelength.
Is it any easier out there? Do you miss being immortal, Grace?
It's been a week, Persephone. If I live past the trial, I'll let you know.
Yes, the trial.
It's a whole thing, I hear.
Whatever happens, Calliope will approve of us defying Athena.
I just noticed also that like you needed to be clever to convince Apollo. You needed to have friendship to convince Persephone. And I think that you're gonna need courage to turn Pan, but at least to easily convince Pan. But I feel like it's gonna be more difficult without it because I couldn't select that option. Let's confront Pan.
Pan? Are you here? Pan! All right then. Guess I'll just head off.
I thought you didn't want to see me anymore. You're not here to yell at me, are you?
He kind of looks...
No, I just wanted to talk.
Oh. Now you've got my ears quivering, Grace. Whatever could we have to discuss?
I know you weren't behind Calliope's murder.
Oh, then you've learned something, haven't you?
Oh, this is going to be difficult because I didn't choose the right
not
trait.
Exactly pleasant. I see. Isn't that always the way? Care to tell me what it is?
you see the clip I posted
It's been
yesterday? Yeah,
said
such
I
a chat. It
can
was
be a fight.
hilarious. Yeah, I do plan on turning that into a shirt eventually, Koala. Like, I just need to find. But I'm saving it for my editing day. Thank you for clipping that. I knew I wanted to include that in, like, if I ever do a full highlight reel of Ghostwire Tokyo. But yeah, that's definitely gonna be in there.
Listener. I might even have some advice. One never knows.
Let me lower that a little bit. Everyone knows at this point, I may as well, right?
Okay, where do I begin?
Well, of course it was Athena.
Wait, you knew?
No, how could I?
So what now?
It's not that he knew, it's just that
Flee
he
the
kind of
city.
figured.
What?
I know people who know people. I could take you. If we went far enough, even Athena might let you go.
I like how he's so...
No, she wouldn't. And after everything I found out, I don't want to.
And it until the bitter end, are we? I'm not good at this part.
Which part?
This. Regret. Being a survivor means you get used to doing things you would rather not.
You don't fool me, Pan. You act like you don't care about anyone but yourself, that you don't feel things like guilt. But it's just an act.
It's a mask.
You didn't kill Calliope, but you still feel responsible, don't you? That's why you came to me. That's why you sent me to the reliquary. You just can't admit you're not the heartless monster you think you are.
Do consider my offer. There's no reason for you to go to trial quietly. Like a good little girl.
I'm not. I intend to fight. Because that's what I do.
Yeah. And I hope that also convinced Pan. Okay, wait, let's read up on first Apollo. Because we went to him first. Went to the beach house, tried to make it clear to Apollo I understood why he did what he did. Of course, he took the opportunity to be himself more. Not thrilled about it all, but I get it. Guess we'll see what comes next to the trial. Of course, it's very up in the air. As much as they could be, never apologize for what went down. That's not in her nature. Even so, I think she feels badly in her own way and is trying to change. We'll see how far that goes. As for Pan... I went to Pan, told him everything, and for once he actually listened. His advice, run away. Very like Pan, but it did seem to come from a place of actual concern. Yeah, there's a bit of a weirdness when it comes to navigating the UI on controller. And I know you can say, oh, just use your mouse then. I've gotten used to using the controller for this already. We've gone this far in the controller, may as well finish it, right?
So this is it.
And we're back here.
All your new friends have lied to you, but somehow they're gonna get you through the trial, right? I wish Freddy were here.
Like a boat lost at sea, with no sails, not a breeze. I am drifting cold waters, no star to be seen.
Is there
I
anyone?
embrace the fire as it burns deep inside, bright enough to guide me, an ocean defied. But as I burn, they've all turned away one by one.
the past muses are singing with her.
In my heart, you remain. I do.
Don't want to spoil with this. Love the vibes. Feel free to step back, Koala. I am all in support of not spoiling people. Oh my god. I don't know. Wait, Koala, were you here when I was geeking out about Orpheus and who the voice of Orpheus was? I know you lurk a lot, but I wanted to know, like, did you hear my little nerdy outburst about who was the voice of Orpheus? Assuming you can still hear. Who is it? Anthony Rapp. AKA, if you have ever watched or listened to the musical Rent, he is the original actor of Mark Cohen. In both the stage musical, the stage production, and the movie. That's Anthony Rapp. And he was the voice of Orpheus. I heard Orpheus start singing and talking. It's like, why do you sound so familiar? I looked it up on IMDb and it said Anthony Rapp. It's also funny because like Anthony, like it's because Orpheus has like long hair, is playing his harp like a guitar, like a rock star, and he's very angsty. It's like, oh my god, Mark became Roger.
Okay, here we go. Hello?
Owl.
Oh, Grace, there you are. Everyone is already waiting for you on Olympus.
I thought this was Olympus.
Not this office building. My word, no.
Don't know about that, but feel free to geek out. I do that shit all the time. Rent is actually, interestingly enough, Rent is actually a very, very fun musical, and I think that, especially if you're on the LGBTQIA spectrum, you need to watch Rent. It's also very important. I know it is one of the more loved musicals, and it's one of my favorites. It also has a place in the spectrum and for celebrating Pride, specifically because the setting of Rent takes place in the 2000s, in New York in the 2000s, around the time of the first outbreak of AIDS. And yeah, so and if you know about the story about the late 90s, 2000s, and the outbreak of AIDS and what that meant to the LGBTQ, then you're gonna know that that's a very heavy story. I would highly recommend watching it. It is one of my favorite musicals of all time. And again, Anthony Rapp, the voice of Orpheus, starred in Rent in both the stage musical and the movie. He was the one of the original actors of Mark Cohen, and is actually one of my favorite characters. I might look into that. I know all about this. Perfect. Go. So there's another Olympus, apparently. Hermes doesn't look happy either.
Welcome to Old Olympus, dear.
Oh my. Ooh.
Is this a real
Eros,
place?
Aphrodite, Hecate.
It's the memory of a real
Asterion.
place, which for us is the same thing. Let's begin, shall we?
Pan. Persephone. are these statues of old lives, or are these all other like related, not necessarily idols, but those who are related to the gods
Brothers,
existing?
sisters, everyone, look around you. We few who remain fled to this new land to escape the war, but we are not out of danger. I waited to tell you until I was certain, and now I am. The idols are dying. It will not be long before even our immortality deserts us. The time for extreme measures has arrived.
And you'll be the one deciding which of those extreme measures is implemented, right? You and no one else.
When has there ever been anyone else? Each of you is here because I brought you here. I protected you. I carved out this space in a strange land so we could survive. I am at this trial to tell you that, as always, I will look out for you. I will save you. Trust in me, Pallas Athena, daughter of Zeus and leader of the chorus, and I will do anything it takes to keep you all alive.
You'll do anything? It must be difficult. Feeling as if everything is on your shoulders, and yours alone. One moment of weakness and it all falls apart.
I forgot I will say like the English voice for KK is the guy that voices Martin Lee in Spider-Man. All I could hear in some of the English was him. Oh, okay. Martin Lee. I'll look up the voice of Martin Lee
You've been doing
after
this for so long. You don't even know how to stop, do you?
Oh, dear child. Why on earth would I stop?
Oh, you are
Because
so
what
full
you've
of yourself.
done is wrong. If it wasn't, then why not come clean? Go on. Tell them about Apollo's prophecy. The idols cannot continue so long as the last muse lives. Isn't that how it goes?
It's true.
We spoke to Calliope in Hades. She told us how you sent the Furies after her.
You couldn't have.
Oh no, she's
Yes,
speechless.
I could. There's more to an idol than just the eidolon. Maybe you even knew that once, but you've forgotten it, just like all the idols have. You don't know everything, Athena.
No, I do not accept this. You are lying.
Oh,
You're the
my.
one who's been lying. Or would you like to explain to the idols how you murdered Calliope based on a vague prophecy?
Oh shit, there we go.
Tell them.
Yes, it's me. It's me. Of course, it's me. The one who gets it done. Don't you see? It had to be. You all turn away when I got the fish. Then you cry hooray once it's on the dish. That's how we do this. Yes, we. Yes, you and me. I have always cared for you. I'll always do all these things for you. All these things that you are not prepared to do.
Stop being such a martyr.
All I ever did, all the sacrifice, all I ever hid, trying to be nice, everything for you. But in any case, I always knew you'd throw it in my face. You're so controlling. Sorry, little bird, time to wring your neck.
Leave her alone.
Oh!
Not where the disease is. You want a tumor? Cut out nieces. Won't get a fight here. No shining knight here. I'm only here for the dance.
Oh, Pan.
I don't wanna dance with blood on my hands.
You do that for me?
Redemption could be nice.
None of you see.
Uh-oh, she's donning the armor.
So it's down to me.
Who's next?
Fine. I'll take all the blame.
Someone step up, someone else.
I'll take all the pain. Think you see it all, you just see a scrap. You wanna make the call, you need to hold the map. You cloistered children. It's time for you and all who stand with you. Yes, you too. Form a queue.
Do your worst.
Time to follow through. Athena's never one to shirk any dirty work. Not counting these guys, wait, they're the ones I saw. This time I'll get you. You're just another one. Thinks she's a cut above. Puffed up and whistling as she skips into a war. Girl, I've met you 1,000 times before. 1,000 times before.
Oh boy. Is someone else gonna step in? Freddy? Oh no, Pan!
I only wanna dance with you. What a sweet eternity.
Oh, I get to pick. Aphrodite. Let's call it Aphrodite.
I was so low, I nearly withdrew. Now I'm here because she inspired me.
Grace, I love
Of course he has to be goofy about it.
roll, not in that way. I just meant to say you're great.
Grace is just like, yeah, I get it.
Well, I'm not with you. I'm just you know what I mean.
I love Asterion. Oh, I wish I could hear the other lines.
Of course, it's me. Because of me, this prophecy would come to be. My Olympus is gone, and you're wrong.
I thought I could call on them one by one. Until I could hear everyone. I thought it was like, you know, one of those things where, hey, you get to listen to all of these void slaying sounds. You just get to pick the order. Ah man, I kind of regret only picking Asterion and Aphrodite. I should have gone with Aphrodite and then maybe Persephone.
Now I'm some other one. Just how long has she been in place?
You had a lot of time to change.
Give it time, you'll find even an island drift. You don't notice 'cause you
that shouted, Athena, you be strong. Be strong. No cost is great enough. It was wrong. I was wrong. I was wrong, and now I don't know what the right thing is. I leave it up to you what to do with this.
Lighthouse.
All these years you ruled this place. I think it's time you made some space. Enough of you. It's overdue. Step away. Let it
I felt like it would have been too much of a jump. Like we already went with like a sort of somber tone, and then just suddenly punch her.
and sail it to something new.
Definitely not Apollo. Don't let Apollo lead. Apollo is. Ugh. So what, it's Grace now? Grace is leading everyone?
Are you finished? You've been talking forever.
We're done, yes.
And? So you're in charge now, I'm guessing.
For the moment, but it appears we're about to have a repeat of what happened in Hades.
Oh?
What does that mean?
Perhaps you should explain, Pan. It was your notion, after all.
It's not that complicated, really. We're going to disband the chorus.
Not only that, we have decided to reveal ourselves to the mortal world.
Oh.
You're planning to tell everyone what we really are? Isn't that risky?
Life is full of risks, my dear. Some of us will go into hiding, but for the rest of us, no more rules. No more living in the shadows. It's done.
What about Athena?
Athena? She can't be okay with this.
Would you believe she said, whatever your decision, I will abide by it? Dare say I almost fainted.
That's a switch.
The fight's just not in her anymore. She was so certain she was doing the right thing.
Oh, now that's an old tune.
Well, we'll see how long this new Athena lasts.
And you're all in agreement?
You all agreed to this? No argument?
No argument? Grace, you know us. We cannot order lunch without a good argument.
Wasn't it you, Grace, who said we should stop living in the past?
Okay, I love Pan.
Sure, but I didn't think you were listening.
He's a bit cunning and sneaky,
listening.
but I love him.
To you, to Calliope. A little late, perhaps, but here we are.
Calliope would definitely approve.
So no rules at all.
There's no chorus. Does that mean idols just do whatever they want?
Within the bounds of their conscience and good sense. Yes, indeed.
What about Medusa? I hate to think what she's gonna do.
Medusa has offered to live in the reliquary. Frankly, I think she's relieved.
As for the rest of us, we'll be subject to mortal authorities and their laws.
Assuming they don't just round us up the moment they realize what we are.
Quite so.
Oh, this is concerning.
I have a few thoughts as to how you could go about revealing yourselves.
Oh?
Oh?
If there's time, we could prepare a campaign.
A campaign? You make it sound like preparing for battle.
It is, kinda. The idols would be stars before you know it. If you're famous enough, there's only so much that can be done to you.
Now that is a marvelous idea indeed.
I know there's a great deal left to be done, but if you all wouldn't mind, I'd like a moment alone with Grace.
Oh ho.
We'll be outside. Make it quick.
Well, congratulations are in order, are they not? You've survived and proved me entirely wrong.
Stream done. Welcome, Ned.
I would have been lost if you hadn't stood beside me.
Oh, I'm sure it would have worked out the same even if I hadn't.
I'm not. You were the first. And you didn't blink, not even when Athena threatened your life.
Yeah, I kind of wish that Apollo and the
Didn't
rest
seem
of them
life
did the
worth
same.
living. To have so much blood on our hands.
And here I thought you only knew how to be a
I was
survivor.
scared than anything I've experienced in Silent Hill so far.
I meant what I sang. I am not a good man.
I'm now curious. I kind of want to try Silent
If
Hill
Athena
myself.
had taken me up on my offer, the idols would have been better off. But I can try to be better. You make me want to try.
Oh!
Then you'll need to try pretty hard. I don't want any more lies. Not even lies by omission.
I shall be as open and forthright as an unclever child.
I'm serious.
I can be many things, Grace. Even earnest. As long as it means you'll still dance with me from time to time.
I think I can manage that.
Oh, this is so fucking cute. I you know, I have
Ready
no
to
idea
face the music?
how stupid my
One
grin is
more
right now.
time.
Always.
Oh god, was this meant to be? Was I always meant to end up with Pan? Oh my god. Why? What is it about Pan? Like, I knew he was like a sneaky little son of a bitch from the get-go, but for some reason I just couldn't get away from him. 2 months later.
Of course you're all here. In my apartment. Why wouldn't you be?
We were waiting for you.
I thought, what's the first thing Grace would like to see when she returns home? The answer was obvious. Me.
I fucking love
How
you.
does it feel to be the idol spokesperson, appearing on every newscast, reputable and otherwise?
I'm exhausted.
The
The sneaky
Oracle has
ones that
been
are usually the
keenly
most
following your
charismatic.
progress. She records every appearance, every interview. She may be your biggest
Oh, look at all
fan.
those pictures
The
on
way
the
she
fridge.
talks, you'd think she never doubted who you were.
Well, at least she's been of great help to your online campaign.
Yeah,
Personally,
yeah,
I
Pan
still
was very
can't believe They
charismatic.
haven't rounded us up yet for dissection.
There is, like, Pan is a way that you can execute charismatic and sneaky without coming off as creepy and completely untrustworthy. Like, I don't know what it was. I could be I know it's all up to interpretation, but something about Pan just made me feel like he knows a lot more than he lets on, but I don't sense any malice from him.
It helps that most people think the idols are some kind of stunt.
Everyone here has also been
No,
busy.
it is good voice
Would
acting.
you like
Fair.
to hear the latest?
Also the writing. It's a combination of both. Look at all the photos. Asterion, Eros, Grace, Pan. Aw, Freddy. Is there a photo of Athena anywhere? No. Oh, we can actually ask about that. Let's ask about Aphrodite and
Is there
Eros.
any word yet on Aphrodite and Eros? They left the city a while ago.
Eros sent word, yes. Aphrodite has started a spiritual retreat in the mountains.
Ooh, that reminds me, Ned, because you mentioned good voice acting. I didn't know that Orpheus was voiced by Anthony Rapp. I died the moment I found out. Holy moly. The Mark from Rent is in this game, and he's the voice of Orpheus and had one of the best numbers in this game.
Let's call it a cult.
Whatever it is, he says it's been helping her. Being the goddess of love to the world once more has at last brought her peace.
Quite possibly she missed being adored by the masses. Who wouldn't really?
I thought for sure they'd go into hiding. Aphrodite fears mortals more than any other idol, doesn't she?
Hence why she surrounded herself with only those who shower her with
I would have been
adoration.
totally okay as like,
As I
okay,
recall,
giving Elizabeth McGlynn the role of Aphrodite is a very, very good choice. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But honestly, like, if you had told me that Queen Latifah was casted as Aphrodite, I would have been okay with that as well. I just gotta say, with the way that they're kind of portraying Aphrodite, like, one, black, and then she's the goddess of love, loved by, and thrives off of adoration. Like, bro, Queen Latifah, first person I thought of.
You also headed several cults across the centuries.
The Eleusinian mysteries weren't about shoring up my ego, Apollo.
What about Venus? Did she go with them?
The mortal? I don't believe so. Last I heard, she opened a gallery. Aphrodite's become her patron.
Venus has painted most of the idols. I sat for her last week, in fact. It's made her rather successful.
Oh, that's nice. Ask about Hecate and Asterion.
Hecate and Asterion. Are they still at the reliquary?
Hecate leave the reliquary? I'd sooner believe the sun would go out.
It doesn't hurt that they seem enraptured with each other's company.
If only he hadn't finally confessed to Hecate where some of her missing books went.
Aw, did you have to give back your precious trophies, Pan?
Oh my god.
She has me running
It's
errands.
so fucking cute.
I'm searching for relics like some vagabond treasure hunter.
Having fun, you mean?
That too. I must admit, fleeing from boulder traps is more thrilling than you'd imagine.
God, the whole dynamic between Hecate and Asterion is like the most hilarious, but also the most diabetic-inducing romance in this entire game. More so than Pan and Grace. Like, Asterion, Hecate, #1. I absolutely love
Medusa? I take it she's no longer at the reliquary.
She was. For a few months.
There was an incident involving Hecate's new cat.
Hecate had a cat?
Oh no.
Medusa was beside herself with apologies, but needless to say, she moved on rather quickly. We're not certain where.
Meaning what? Medusa is roaming the streets? Doing whatever she likes?
Not quite.
Medusa believed she might not be able to control her appetite, so
That's
she
not
asked
good.
us to put her in contact with the mortal government. They took her
That's not good.
somewhere.
I choose to believe she's become some kind of secret agent for the mortals, turning their enemies to stone.
Or maybe she got sent to
It was
Area
her
51.
decision. The government
You
is
guys
grateful.
are
They
supposedly in
even
the US,
suggested
so...
we might see Hephaestus again.
Aphrodite's husband? He's alive?
So it appears. Who knows what he's been doing for the mortals since the
Well,
war,
they never
but
did confirm that Hephaestus
we
died.
raise
They just said
all our
Hephaestus
spirits to
disappeared.
see him again.
And we didn't exactly see his items among the relics that were at the reliquary.
Has anyone heard about Athena? It's been a while.
The revelation of the idols to the mortal world went far better than she could have dreamed. I think it shook her.
Well, she was wrong about a great many things.
As the goddess of wisdom, that's not an easy realization. So she left. Back to the old world.
If she wanted to punish herself, she could have nailed herself to a pair of boards like any other martyr.
Back to the old world? It's a long way to travel by herself.
Well, I asked her to go. There's so many of us who went missing during the war. The idols going public might bring them out of hiding. Athena wanted to leave, and this gave her a purpose.
Oh, okay.
We'll see if anything comes of it.
Apollo, you are just full of unwelcome surprises.
Is Hermes still around? I'm surprised they're not here with the rest of you.
Well, we've barely seen them of late.
Was I imagining things, or was that scoundrel starring in a commercial for footwear? Branding.
Hermes has been busy. They've become a social media darling, or so the Oracle tells me.
The truly amusing part is that they're not even trying to be famous. They simply can't help it.
Hermes likes to people please, it's true.
Yes.
Hopefully it won't backfire on them. Fame is a double-edged sword.
Also loving
Hermes
again the
lives
fact
a
that they
charmed
have
life.
that
Never fear.
They have
Well, it's odd seeing
consistently
their face on so many billboards, but I agree.
that they've
Let Hermes have their
consistently
fun.
respected the idea that Hermes is just non-binary.
I'd like to know what's kept you busy, Pan.
Oh, you know me. A little of this, a little of that.
Pining after you, relentlessly.
I'm not pining. Well, yes, I am, but I'm also busy. I'm producing an album of music, you see.
Ooh, with your sultry voice.
You're gonna cut an album?
I'm not doing the singing myself, no. I'm what's called a producer. I seek out talent and bring them into my new studio, you see. Just let them lie around and feel the creative juices flowing.
Uh-oh.
Where did you get a studio?
Not all of us immortals are broke, dear lad. Some of us managed our money, and I thought,
He did it for you, Grace.
Of course
I
he
know you're busy
did.
saving us idols from the mortals, but I thought at some point you might like to return to your music.
That is uncharacteristically thoughtful and romantic. I'm impressed.
I can be a romantic, a rogue, and a hip satyr all at the same time. A true Renaissance man, as they say.
What
How
about
about you,
Apollo?
Apollo? Still planning on leaving the city?
Soon, I think. All the attention on the idols is proving rather taxing.
Ooh, running away again, brother.
I suppose you could say that. Really, I just came by to see Grace and apologize one last time.
I told you don't need to keep doing that.
Yes, well, I'm glad things worked out as they did. You'll all be fine without me.
You know, one day you will learn, brother. Not today, but someday.
Someday. How about you, Persephone? What have you been up to?
How about you, Persephone? Any big changes?
Not unless you count my many trips to Hades. No, it's business as always.
Trips to Hades.
Oh.
I am no longer its queen, but I am still the most familiar with its workings. And Hades is changing. Perhaps it's the mere fact that the mortal world is aware of us again. I don't know. Or something else is stirring.
Somehow I now regret breaking the
You do have a
throne.
way of darkening almost any mood, don't you? What happened to that sweet girl of yore?
She went to hell, Pan.
Is this something we should be concerned about, sister?
Not yet. I'll let you know. As for everything else, the club continues, more popular than ever. The world turns. What more is there to say?
That's all I want to ask about.
I still can't believe it's all over.
Oh, it's scarcely over, Grace. Now that you've toppled the castle, it's barely just begun.
Oh, I didn't do that.
Don't be modest. It deserved to be toppled. You did a fine job.
Perhaps we should leave you alone, Grace. You must be tired from your trip.
Perhaps a round of drinks at the underworld, in Calliope's honor.
Calliope
I'd
and
like that,
Freddy.
actually.
If it's all the same to you both, Grace and I will be along shortly.
Don't take too long, you two, or we'll start drinking without you.
Alone, at last.
I thought they'd never leave.
I thought I'd seen everything. I thought who I was all I could be. You know you changed the tune we've all been dancing to. Even this immortal satyr's gotta move when he sees you. And so I say let's do it. Momentum's never bad. Who knows who we'll be when we reach the end of night.
life that is lived lies between black and white. I rarely do pairs, but with you it feels right. You've thrown the board all pieces askew. Any plans I had pale next to you. What will you do now your life's in your hands? Is there more room for pen? I am a scoundrel, truth be told. I live my life with all of my soul. I'll apologize till we're made whole. Oh, Grace, it's my heart that you stole.
I love charismatic rogues.
Come take my hand, come take a chance. I don't do slow. Come, Grace, let's share this dance.
Aww. And so she's gripping his horn. This game was made in Slow Elected and launched the reward. Okay. G6 territory. Okay, great. Hey, we did it! We completed one round of Stray Gods. Oh my god, I love this game. I absolutely loved this game. It's so good. I haven't experienced a good musical in a long time. Not counting Hamilton. No. Actually, no, Hamilton was what, last year? Had it unmute, but GG. Hey, thanks, Koala. Sorry, let me rephrase. I haven't felt this way about a musical since Hamilton, and even then, Hamilton is just like, it's a historical drama piece. This, however, like, to have an original story based entirely on the concept of the Greek pantheons and a what if of them actually existing in current times, like, oh wow. Oh, this was so good. This is way better than I thought it was gonna be. Oh my god. I have the biggest smile on my face right now. This was way better than I thought it was gonna be. I enjoyed it so much. The Greek mythology had me interested. The Greek mythology is a plus. For me, when I first read about the game, the more important point for me was that it is an interactive musical. And by that I mean it's the first interactive musical I've played that isn't just like, you know, it's just a rhythm game. No. This one is, you get to pick what your next line will be in a song, which means there are multiple ways that a song can go. And you get to pick it based on whatever personality type you decide to inherit at the start of Act 1 and at the start of Act 3. So good. It's so good. And they did it so well. I would have, like the fact that it's a visual novel is already gonna make me like, oh no, am I actually going to enjoy streaming this? Because I've played some visual novel-esque games in the past. I've played Artanelico, and the visual novel aspect of it was such a different pace from the combat and the explorative RPG elements of Artanelico that it really felt hard to get into. Whereas here, it's like, because it's a very integral part of the game, it's not just a different section of the game that they've thrown in on top of being a JRPG. Like, because it's actually a very integral part of the game that you are actively involved in, and there are a lot more immediate consequences, that got me so hooked. Oh my goodness. this is, dare I say, one of the best music-themed games and visual novels as a whole that I have ever played in my life. And that's saying a lot. Oh, so we can continue from Act 3. What happened if we continue from there? Where does it put us? I wonder. Good, though, this is the musicals to what Red Dead Redemption did to westerns. Okay, so we're done. We're done with the game. Oh God, I can't. That was so good. But now there are so many questions I have about like how this could have gone. So like, what I want to know, God, that means I have to do more playthroughs. I'll probably do the other playthroughs off stream, but at least for this first one, we got like I would say we got a very good ending. It makes me wonder though. So, I can't, man, I can't discuss this on stream because Koala's here. There's gonna be spoilers. It's spoiler territory. And I don't want to ruin it for you, Koala. You need to play this game. It's very good. But also, you need to watch Rent. My heart. This was such a good game. Still on my wish list. Well, Christmas is coming soon. It might go on a very, very good sale. Otherwise, if you're, well, as lame as it is to say this, if you happen to have Twitch Prime, I gotta let you know, Twitch Prime was where I got my free copy of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. Also, check GOG. Don't just check Twitch, check GOG as well. Because GOG sometimes, because like, depending on the platform you buy it on, it might be cheaper on GOG. Or it might be cheaper on the other, like, for other games. Also, GOG apparently has a lot of what's the word? A lot of classic games as well, as Jet and I found out. Because they have the old Resident Evil. We're not talking the remakes, we're talking like the original ones, including RE1. Speaking of, I will be adding RE remake to my list of games to play in the future. Spoiler. Anyway, oh my god, that was so good. That was so good. That was so fucking good. Okay, I'm gonna stop pissing myself about this now. Final thoughts. Like I said, it is a wonderful game. And I don't care with what they did in terms of like we discussed this in the last Stray Gods stream, that it's probably going to annoy certain people. Fuck them. This game is great. This game is amazing. This is beautiful. Okay? And the fact that we had such a star-studded cast as well. Like, let's go through the credits again of like who the voices were. Laura Bailey as the wonderful voice of Grace for the entirety of the game. Troy Baker as Apollo. Mary Elizabeth McGlynn as Persephone. Janina Gavankar as Freddy. Carrie Payton as Pan. Abubakar Salim as Eros. Felicia Day as Athena. Rahul Kohli as Asterion, Allegra Clark as Hecate, Allegra Clark, that's Acheron, Merle Dandridge as Aphrodite, Erika Ishii as Hermes, Ashley Johnson as Calliope, Lauren Lolo Spencer as Venus, Anjali Bhimani as Medusa, Kimberly Brooks as the Oracle, and Anthony Rapp as the voice of Orpheus. Are you kidding me? Like, this is such a star-studded cast. If you are a fan of voice acting and a fan of musicals, Oh my god, you will love this game. This is by far one of the best games I have played this year. The story is great. The music is amazing. The characters, they have their flaws, but you gotta love them. Especially Pan. Sorry, I'm a Pan fanboy now. I'm a Pan boy, if you will. And then like, art is great. It's amazing. The system of choosing your dialogue is, it worked out so well. I was worried it was going to fall flat, but it worked out so well. Maybe Pan will be your gay awakening. Sorry to disappoint you, Koala. I'm straight. I'm straight, but I'm comfortable enough with my sexuality that I will admit when I can be charmed by a handsome devil like Pan. And I'm also willing to admit that Pan is a handsome devil. I am that comfortable now saying that. I take inspiration from a classmate of mine from college who said a similar thing. You have to be comfortable enough with your own identity to be able to say things like that. And I am. Gosh. This game, the characters, the writing, the music. It's so good. I can't get over myself. I am beside myself in joy, in absolute joy and awe. This was a treat to play. I loved that this game was made. I love that this game exists. And honestly, for anyone who watches this VOD, anyone out there who sees this, please play this game. Give it a chance. It is, approach it with an open mind, especially if you love musicals and stories about mythology. It is so good. I absolutely loved it. The only thing that's going to tear me apart and rip my heart to shreds is the fact I'm gonna have to play this again, and I'm going to have to see the bad endings of a lot of things. Like, in this arc alone, we saved Aphrodite. And just so I can get the full experience, that means I'm gonna have to do a playthrough where I see what happens if we don't save Aphrodite. I haven't even done that part yet, and I'm already regretting it. But, okay. Whew. This is so good. This has so many butterfly effect feelings to it. Like, I think this is a better example of the butterfly effect than Until Dawn. And I say that despite having never played Until Dawn. I've only watched Jacksepticeye and Markiplier play Until Dawn, so that's the only way I know the story and like the different endings. But like this has so many things that your decisions will affect. I want to go back to that last song, and I want to, like, not the last song, the song versus Athena, and I want to know what the other characters would have said if you had picked them to stand with you. Could we have picked Hecate to stand with us? Could we have picked we could have, I know we probably could have had Eros stand with us. I really wanted to Did someone say Jacksepticeye is second hottest man in my roster, and am I based very much? Hey, Jacksepticeye is a good content creator. I love him. I've been following him for years. Also, like, I'm a sucker for the Irish accent. Like, I guess like part of the fair enough, he's pretty handsome when you look at him. Pretty handsome. He is handsome. I'm with Ned here. He's a good looking fella. Not gonna lie. I don't know if I liked him better with short hair or long hair, to be honest. He looks good with both. It's mostly the attitude that makes me go, fair enough. Okay, yeah, he's a wonderful fella. He's one of, in my opinion, he's one of the content creators that got really big and didn't let it go to his head. Anyway, we're getting off topic. I'm gonna close up the stream now. I hope you guys all enjoyed my playthrough of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. I'm gonna do the other paths off stream and probably just keep posting about it on Blue Sky. But you guys need to like, you really need to play it for yourself, or you know, watch the whole stream if you can't be bothered. But you will be missing out on the other routes, and I would highly recommend to play it for yourself. Please, I beg you, it is such a good game. This deserves so much recognition. And Ned has told me it's gotten a lot of recognition that I never heard about, which sucks that I never heard about it. Like, literally the only way I knew about I knew about Stray Gods was because it came up on my wish list one day, and it was because Steam recognized I play visual novels, so it said, hey, you might like this. So it recommended me Stray Gods, and I've had it on my wish list, and then I suddenly got it for free on Twitch, so it was meant to happen. But again, like, again, like, I am floored that this apparently had so much acclaim and so much fanfare about it, and I was not in the right circles to know about it. This is what social media has become. Yes, that is my very, very not so subtle way to roast a certain musky fella. Stray Gods was a blast, but Blue Sky has now put you in the right circles. Yes, they have. Yeah. I know this. Mark is incredibly hot. Are you referring to Markiplier? Are you referring to Markiplier? Or like, what Mark are you referring to? Okay, yes, you are referring. Koala, while you're here, look up Anthony Rapp. His last name is spelled R-A-P-P. Anthony Rapp. Look him up. His I want to push my limits attitude gives me some minus points. Oh. Well, yeah, it is concerning, but yeah. You oh my god. When that musky guy was the orange man, I was like, I'm done, fuck off. Red flashbacks. Yes, Ned, I am going to instill the red flashbacks because Anthony fucking Rapp is in this game. If you had told me 10 years ago that stage actors of some of my favorite musicals would ever be a voice in a video game, I would have slapped you across the face and called you a liar. 525,600 minutes. Gonna take a short 1 hour nap because Scientology. All right, yeah, you deserve the nap, Ned. It is. I've heard it's very exhausting. Oh, and also, let's not forget that. Oh yeah, so bonus points, Koala. Anthony Rapp is also bisexual. He's identified as bisexual. Preference for men. He's engaged as of 2019 and has 2 children. He was born in 71, which makes him, yeah, 53. Let's see, what else has he been on? He's a good-looking and recognizable fella. He's been in the Star Trek Discovery series. He was in 13 Reasons Why, apparently. He looks good. Yeah, he's a good looking fella, told you. Honestly, I kind of wish I could pull off his aesthetic. I wish I could. Anyway, that's enough gushing for the night. I need to close up. It is late. I still have work tomorrow. Anyway, I hope you guys all enjoyed this playthrough of Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. Again, please give it a chance if you can. If you want to do things differently from how I did it, please give it a play. It is available on Steam and on GOG. I think I don't know if it's also on Epic Games. Let me look it up. Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. What platforms are you on? You are on Steam, obviously. You are on GOG. You can get it through Humble Games. Sorry, Humble Bundle rather. The DLC features Tom Hardy. The DLC features songs written by Tom Hardy. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is additional incentive to get the DLC now. The fact that songs in the DLC were written by Tom Hardy. Yo. And it's also apparently been written by a Dragon Age lead writer. I need to learn that now. Fuck yeah. Oh gosh. Okay, here's one thing I want to know about. So it's in the Stray Gods DLC. It's a focus on Orpheus. Does Anthony rap? Yeah, it says starring Anthony Rapp. Okay, yeah, I need to get the DLC. Okay, I'm making a promise here now. If I can get the DLC, either like I buy it myself or I get it as a gift, either way, I am going to stream the DLC. On that, I promise. If I can get the DLC, because Anthony Rapp is in the DLC. Fuck yeah. Okay. Schedule time. So this is the last stream for now. Ha ha ha. I had honestly thought about putting this off because of like how I felt at the start of stream, but I'm glad I didn't. I feel so much better. I feel very happy with this game and this stream. I'm glad how it ended. But yeah, the next planned stream is going to be on Saturday morning, my time. That is at 9 a.m. GMT plus 8, otherwise known as 8 p.m. Eastern or 5 p.m. Pacific for those of you in the US. The day before, so that'll be Friday night for everyone in the US. But I say might heavily. I might be making an appearance on another stream 2 hours prior. Yeah, 2 hours prior. I might be a guest speaker among many guest speakers for a specific for a very specific hold on, let me look for I've lost the Discord. There. For a little talk about emo stuff. And you guys know I love pop punk. Oh, one more thing. The short should now be live, by the way. For those of you who don't know, I re-released my short, my mini cover of Good Kid, which has credit to Rav as the mixer for that one. So I hope you guys enjoy viewing that again. And it's now officially live with the new mix. So please go promote it. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Again, I'm gonna close up now. I'm tired, but I'm also very, very happy. I'm glad I did this. I enjoyed this game. What's next? What's the next game that'll take the place of Stray Gods? Who knows? We'll figure it out. Anyways, with that said, the Kaz bar is now closed and drinks will be waiting for you guys when you return. I will see you all Saturday for Zenith Zone Zero. Good night, everyone. Stay safe.